Has Eric got ours done yet?
No, he's too busy getting all sexied up with his new haircut and shit.
Devoting
I
too
didn't.
much energy to the Wednesday game.
Well, I didn't know what. I didn't know I was supposed to be making it.
You're not. I
Couldn't
haven't
be.
hired you to. I wanna actually pay you for your services. That's why I don't ask you to do stuff. So, but all right, guys, welcome to another week of Lord Z's Fantastical Dungeon. We are episode 30 tonight, so woo, big party. Um, we last left off. You guys had finally gotten all the information you needed from Brawl, potentially stopped a demon overthrowing of Brawl, and are now on your way, your week-long venture into the Astral Tear to hopefully get back to the material plane and, as Miss Holly would say, go kill some motherfuckers. So the
Sounds about
warlock,
right.
the warlock hunt continues. But yeah, that's where we left off. It is early morning on the second day of your voyage. You had just finished fighting a pod of space whales, if I remember correctly. There was three of them that just didn't like the ship.
Yeah, we killed two and one ran away
Hmm.
after he came back from being
I'd
banished.
say one got banished and the ship was just faster. So when it reappeared, it was like, that was weird, and then just flew off. So, but yeah, the day is yours. Let me know what you guys want to do.
Sleep and pray. Maybe get some food in. We talked about touring the ship with Bjorn and teaching how things work. That's about all that Godric's really got, unless something else comes up.
Yeah, he gave you guys a quick walkthrough of the ship, kind of showing you, if you see any cracks in the hull or anything to patch it up, either with a mending spell or some carpentry skills, and showed you how to check the hull for jammer leeches, which will
Oh
slow
no 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 no
react
no.
the
Him
ship.
him and I discussed him and I traveling around and him showing me what all the different parts do and all and more detailed. Remember?
Oh no, I don't remember, but thanks for reminding me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he walks you through the ship. Basic nautical terminology. The front is the bow, the back is the stern, left is port, right is starboard. If you have issues remembering port from starboard, like I do, port and left are both four-lettered words, and the other one is starboard or
Mm.
right. That's how I remember it. And then bows up front, sterns in the back. Small word up front, big word in the back. um, Shows you the astral sails and gets into a little bit more mention about how the astral threads are woven into normal cloth fiber to collect the solar winds, and that's what propels the ship.
Yeah.
And then it's just the lack of gravity through the astral sea that keeps you where you are and moving. Pretty simple. This
Yeah, I
is
was going to say we don't actually have to go through the full details on that. I was
oh,
just
it
saying that
only
was
takes
that
a
was
minute.
what we discussed.
It's
Okay.
good for lore. So yeah, and then shows you through the galley and all that fun stuff. So,
Okay.
and roll a wisdom check for me.
Mm, 15.
All right. So yeah, you spend the better part of the day going over the ship, and just make a note somewhere that for future reference, when it comes to working the ship, riggings and whatnot, you will be proficient at it.
Okay, put that in my notes.
Can I switch turns with Amber? She's been there for a while, so I'm gonna take charge again.
Yeah. So you were gonna leave her there so you could get a rest. Um,
Mm-hmm.
through the day. Now, the question was if you wanted to take a short rest and just roll some hit die, or you wanted to take a long rest.
I'll take a short rest for the time being.
Short rest. Okay. So go ahead to your main tab, and then down at the very bottom of that main tab, you can, right now it has a 10 on it, little
Mm-hmm.
six-sider with a 10 on it. You can roll those to get hit points back. You get 5 of them for free. If you use more than 5, it'll take 2 long rests to recover all of those hit die. But yeah, that'll take up about half the day for you, and then you swap out, and Amber goes back about her duties.
Yep.
All right, Eric, what are you up to today?
Honestly, Willie is sort of bored. He's just pacing around top deck up here. That's it. I saw look over at Fitz and Godric and be like, wish more space whales would show up or something. I don't know, it's too quiet.
Getting that barbarian itch, huh? All right. So you just kind of mosey the day along. Fitz, what are you up to today?
I am going to be practicing for my cantrips for the first time this morning.
Okay.
Gonna try this one without Godric.
And trying to remember, did you get your free one or not?
I think I still have one more that I can get the
Without.
assistance on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It is a DC 15 charisma check we determined. So go ahead and mark off one more tick mark there. That was mending, I believe you guys are working on originally, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So yeah, you find a little crack in the hull from where the whales had attacked the ship, and say your prayer to Palor and try to channel the divine energy, and it works. You're able to mend that little crack in the side of the hull. Mark that off for you there.
Where
Uh,
is that?
So I marked it off for you, but it's on your actions tab. It's right underneath your spell slots.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I
Looked right past it.
I put the DC check in there too. So if you hit the magnifying glass to expand it, you can just drop that right on you, and it'll tell me if you pass or fail.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, or no, don't do that. Yeah,
No.
yeah, you can. You can drop that right on you. It'll tell pass or fail. Either way, it
Are
doesn't
you
matter.
are you sure this time?
Yes, no, maybe.
Okay.
Purple.
Okay. Just
All
hoping
right.
for green.
So that takes maybe 30 minutes out of your day. Anything else you want to do?
I am gonna hook up to the harness and go scrape off leeches and barnacles from the hole,
Okay.
just because that sounds like fun.
Perfect. Either athletics or acrobatics. Go ahead and give me a check. Perfect. And are you just going to use your sword to try to get rid of them?
I kind of assume we have a tool or something, some sort of paint scraper like thing or something.
Shovel.
Shovel.
Okay. Yeah. So you spend a good part of the day working on that. There's not a whole lot, but they take a little bit of work to get off, so that takes a good few hours.
I save all the leeches for Willie.
Okay. You are able to recover 5 of them.
Nice.
So, Willie, if you want to put 5 jammer leech husks in your inventory, gifted from Fitz. All right, that takes up the better part of the day for you, Max. Or I'm sorry, Yurndris. What about you?
I'm gonna do some training with big boy Hamish over here.
Okay. What kind of training you want to focus on? Last week you were
Uh,
able to conquer, sit, stay, lay down, that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna teach him to heal and follow, or like when I command him to follow me, to follow me.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an animal handling check. And yeah, that'll do it. So you now have Hamish commands for sit, stay, lay down, heal, and come. You don't have to remember the exact word, but those are the things that can be
Cool.
accomplished.
Oh, so he's a breeding stud.
Jesus Christ.
No, that's terrible.
Lord. Why?
If I have to live with these intrusive thoughts, so do you guys.
I mean, I guess, but
Terrible.
all right. I put a new note on your action tab just underneath the spell slots. It says Hamish training, and then as we learn new commands, I'll list them under that.
Perfect. Perfect.
But that takes the better part of the day for you. One last recap. Did any I miss any? Oh, Miss Holly. Oh no, you took a nap and then went back to the helm. But was there anything anybody else wanted to do?
You said I get 2 attempts at that a day,
Yeah, one in the
the
morning and
retraining.
one in the evening. So you go back to find another crack and work on it, and you're all hyped up because you did it by yourself like a big boy the first time that day, and you try to mimic exactly what you had done previously, and it just doesn't happen. You're not sure what it is,
Um,
but you don't feel.
since this is a save,
Oh, it
or
shouldn't be a
should it?
save. It should be a check.
Okay, because save is a
Yeah.
+9, whereas a check is a +5.
Yeah,
So
we gotta not use the thing that I thought would be fancy coding. We're just gonna get rid of that. Go ahead and roll a check for me.
okay. I just thought that was kind of weird. I mean, I'm okay with a failure that was a 1.
So you go to say the prayer and find a crack to mend, and it's just like your first time all over again. You're just dripping sweat. You can feel a little bit of divine presence, uh, but as you go to push out the divine power into healing the whole of the ship, it doesn't happen. Like you can feel the presence tingling. It's just not going through.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, that brings us to evening time. For the sake of brevity, I'm just going to have everybody roll me a perception check.
Bullshit.
The evening watch goes off without any issues.
Good stuff.
Nobody sees anything, nothing happens, the ship doesn't break. That's always a good thing. That could totally happen. And we are on to day 3. I need to start writing down what day it is, or my retarded brain isn't going to remember. Day 3. All right. Day 3, morning time. Let's go left to right. Mike, what are you up to today?
Getting food in for sure. Getting my morning prayers in, and probably wandering the ship, looking for stress factors.
Okay, roll a D100 for me. All right,
65.
nothing special happens. Miss Holly, what are you up to today?
I'm gonna give Amber the wheel, and I'm gonna step away just for a little bit to go to the little washroom myself and just kind of take a little time for myself. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then have some food, and then I'll be back.
Okay.
Is
Eric,
this like morning time right now, or this is like afternoonish
we're
lunch?
kind of covering the duration of the day, what you plan on doing for
Okay.
the day. And then
So
if
I'll have
it's
lunch.
anything exciting that needs narrated, then we'll jump into that.
Okay. So I'll do that, and then I'll have lunch. And then, just for fun, before I go back to Amber, after I finish lunch, I'm just kind of gonna go and talk to Fitz for a little bit. And I kind of want to get a little more information on where he came from and whatnot.
You find Fitz up on the top deck. Go ahead and have a conversation with him.
Hi, Fitz.
Hello, Miss Holly.
So, I was just wondering, since we have a little time over here to kind of get to know each other a little more. You said, I mean, how you always lived in the city, Leavenshire? Have you always lived there and you always lived in that orphanage before? Like, how long did you actually stay there? How long have you been there with your wife? What's your background story a little bit, if you don't mind telling me?
No, not at all. I have lived in Leavenshire my whole life. I actually come from Embercourt, clear on the southern part of the continent. Um, it was, let's see, I think 5 years ago, I left the city to kind of get out of my parents' shadow.
Okay.
And so I went to the north, uh, joined the army, made my way up the ranks, killed just a buttload of skeletons and zombies. It was really great, honestly. And it was 4 years ago, I think. Yeah, because it
Okay.
was about a year after the army that I met my wife, and we've been married for 3 years now.
Has she been there longer than you with the
Uh,
orphanage?
yeah, well, I'm not sure how long she was with the orphanage, but she grew up in the forest just north of town. Uh, she's she worships a nature goddess, and it's I don't know, kind of half monk, half druid type thing. It's It's really weird, but the flexibility it gives her is just incredible.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Now,
Okay.
Fitz,
what's your story?
you would know that your wife had been running that orphanage for the better part of like 30, 40 years.
I thought me and my wife were in our mid-20s.
I thought she was a half elf, which would put her in like her 60s, 70s, which is the equivalent of 20s.
Could be vampire years. I mean, at this point.
Damn, she's a
Yeah.
cougar.
You know what? I'm strangely okay with that. Yeah, I see no problems with that.
Okay.
That gives me a whole lot of room for robbing the cradle jokes.
There you go.
Okay. No, that's good. I go through times where I don't remember much about my upbringings, and I kind of have some flashbacks, and I don't know. I was just trying to find out if anything that you could have mentioned to me maybe would have rang a bell about my past that I don't have much memory of, unfortunately, from my teen years till now. It's all kind of like a blur. Um, but yeah, just trying to talk around with whoever I kind of meet on this journey and trying to see if I can find some answers for myself, or maybe get more information about that era that it's very blurry to me.
Huh. I to be honest with you, I guess somehow I had it in my mind you were some kind of princess, and Godric was like your stalwart bodyguard slash watcher kind of thing. I guess I didn't realize that that was what was going on.
Oh, so you think I look like a princess? And she touches her hair very like, no,
It's
no, I wish. No, Garrick is just, our father figure, and he takes care of us a lot, but no. Sorry,
oh
I can't. I had to say it. Because, he's just the way he is, Fitz. So, he just takes care of everybody. But no, I did not grew up with him or have no relationship to him other than just this past couple of months.
huh. I,
Yeah.
I I guess you two just got along like peas in a pod. I just assumed. I
Yeah.
apologize for making assumptions.
No, no, it's okay. It's
Am I
okay.
in earshot of this? According to the pictures, I am, but
Make a perception check. Out of character, Pam, are you wearing your ears tonight?
Do you want me to wear my ears?
No, I didn't ask if I didn't say I wanted you to. I asked if you're wearing them or not.
I totally forgot about wearing
Okay.
them.
You get a -2 to every ability check for the night.
Aww.
Godric, you
I'm
are
lucky to even hear my own heartbeat at this point.
yeah, you're
So-
in acolyte mode. Keep your head down, do your work, go about your business.
Yeah.
It's okay, Miss Holly.
Okay.
He really kind of comes off as a father figure.
Yeah, he really does. He really does. But okay, well, nice chat.
Eric, if you want to roll
Yeah.
perception to see if you heard any of that, feel free. Pam, you don't actually get a -2 to ability checks, but go.
Of course not. I do that for fun, and today I just forgot about them. It was a long day. My bad. My apologies.
Set them right next to the computer so you won't forget.
Willie, you can
Yeah, I'm
see
gonna
and
do
hear them talking, but you can't make anything out and can't really care either.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could lift this horse over my head, actually. is why I wasn't really paying attention.
You're gonna try to bench press the unicorn? Did I catch that right?
Well, I'm laying on the deck here, so it's like I'm just like chilling out, like looking up in the air. I'm looking over at the horse, and that's just kind of what I'm wondering. I'm just like, if I could pick that horse up over my head, I wonder if I could talk him into letting me try it. But I don't actually do it. I just think about it, so I'm just laying there, not really paying attention to what they're doing.
Okay. Is that
At
how
some
you
point,
spend?
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
At some point, I'm gonna wander over to where Willie is, and
We'll be like, oh,
address
you want
Willie.
to fight? We can do it. I'm bored. Would you say? Throw him up? What?
Well, Willie, I wasn't necessarily going to fight with you. Sparring isn't a horrible idea either, but I was more or less thinking along the lines of, do you think we could talk to the quartermaster and see if we have the stuff to make like practice dummies or something?
Sure. I don't see why not.
Well, I mean, give us something to do, and you just look like you're ready to eat the unicorn. So, I mean, let your aggression out on something.
Yeah, I mean, let's do it.
All right. Well, let's go see the quartermaster.
All right.
So me and Willie got something to do now.
Brevity's sake, I'll bring him up to you guys. But yeah, you guys are able to find B, no issues.
All right. B, you're the quartermaster. You're aware of all of our supplies. Do you think we have the stuff available to make some practice dummies?
Well, I'm not sure how much we have, but how many are you trying to make, and what do you want them to be able to do? Like, are you gonna swing at them with your sword or shoot them, or?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to break maybe 100 and 120 with my bare hands if you could pull it off.
I mean, if you're gonna break them, it's they're gonna be single use items, that's for sure. But I could, if you're working technique and want something to shoot, I think I could piece a couple things together and
All right. Yeah,
make
let's do
something
that and
happen.
set them up here on the front of the deck. We'll say I don't know. What would you say? Like in that vicinity? Out of the way? Where I put the arrow, maybe?
Oh,
Of
what are
course,
we going to use? My
I'll,
question.
I'll work on getting something up there right away, Master. Anything else I can do for you guys today?
No, that's all we needed. B. Thank you.
Yeah,
Of course.
good.
And any scatters off to start working on it right away?
And I'm going to look at Godric. I'm going to be like, why did he call you master?
Because at the beginning of when we first picked him up, he thought I was the captain of the ship.
Sure you don't own B. Are we
Well,
slave
no.
traders, damn you?
Oh wait, that's right. That was my gold that actually brought me to the. Yeah, that might be where that came from.
Huh. Huh. Okay. Well.
But I mean, I don't actually claim him. I just paid the fee so he'd come work on the ship.
Are we able to hear this conversation, Fitz and I?
What's your passive perception?
+3.
13.
No, your passive perception's on the main tab, Pam. It's
Oh, not
yours
that.
is
Hold on.
13.
13 too.
Yeah, I mean you guys are standing right there. You all would have heard this.
So I'm
So
gonna
then,
be like, well,
I look at Fitz and I say, see what I mean? People think he's the master. I think that he's like a father figure. It's just what he looks like to everybody else.
Mhm.
And I look at Willie and I'm like, just look at him.
Yeah.
And I kind of just.
All
Yeah,
that
and
being said, Quartermaster B pops back up about 10 minutes later and puts a little training dummy up here with barrel lids, both on each quote unquote arm, give you something to strike at. The training dummy consists of a small barrel for a head and a medium-sized barrel for the body. This should be able to take a few hits. If you start to see it getting worn down, let one of the let one of the dwarves know, and they can come and mend it for you so that it doesn't break entirely. Will there be
Sounds
anything
good,
else?
B. Nah, thanks for the work.
Of course, of course. And he
Th- th-
scurries back down below deck.
There you go, Willie. Let's not try and disintegrate it in 5 seconds, okay, bud? I'll go back to wondering about the ship.
Miss Holly, was there anything else you wanted to do or talk about today?
I'll just go back and let Amber do her thing for the remaining of the evening.
All right. Uh, Willie, I know you were sunbathing and then had that conversation. Now you have a training dummy. What are you up to today?
I'll take some aggression out on this dummy for sure.
Okay.
I probably won't rage. I'll just like hit it with my bare hands.
Okay. It's not an actual character token, so you can't swing at it. So just drop everything in the chat box.
Alright. Okay. I'm just gonna roll some straight d20s. I'll just kind of go.
Okay. That's gonna miss. That's gonna miss. And that's gonna miss.
What kind of fucking armor class? I'm glad I'm getting these out of the way.
Phew. Yeah, I would be too.
You
It's
might see me
it's
go
not,
up to the
it's
yeah,
not so much that you're missing. It's you're like, man, I just want to wreck something. So you're not thinking about it. You're just like, "Ugh," and like on the anything below a 10, your blows are just glancing off of the barrel. That 112 you rolled, it connected, but it was like a last ditch throw at it. So you connected with it, it just didn't do anything to it.
So my perspective on it is Willie can rip out the eyes of a dragon, but he can't scratch a dummy. That's what I'm seeing. Well, whatever.
so right there, like I'm gonna like almost lose my balance on that one, and then I'm just gonna stand up and I'm gonna turn around. I'm just gonna be like, what? You said not to break it, so I wasn't breaking it, and I'll just go down deck. I'll just walk. I'll just sit and walk away.
that was
Uh,
some amazing restraint, Willie.
Fitz, Godric, and Holly, give me an insight check.
19.
Okay.
Anybody who does not beat a 16 fully believes that Willie was holding back to make sure he didn't break the barrel. Anybody who rolled 16 or higher knows that Willie's full of shit.
Well, that's what it is.
At least Miss Holly believes him.
Miss Holly's sitting at the helm, eyes rolled back into her head. She can hear and see everything going on the ship, and she's just like, man, Willie's actually controlling himself. Like, this is good job, Willie, on the self-control.
So proud of him. We're still gonna be sailing, flying away. Great.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go all the way to my room here.
Hide in your
Yeah.
room for the rest of the
Oh,
day.
yeah. Not even down here.
Cool.
Stupid dummy.
Fitz, you had a conversation with Holly in the morning. What are you up to the rest of the day? After watching Willie take it easy on a barrel.
I'm gonna go up and try to mend it a couple times.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that charisma check. Yeah, I mean we're talking like lances. It looks like somebody took a butter knife to a wooden barrel. So, but you say your prayer and you can feel that divine energy again, and you're able to patch up the little scratches that are on the barrel. So that's a successful check. Go ahead and mark that tick off. And then, if I remember correctly, you've got one tick mark left.
Yep.
So that is going to be a slightly more difficult check. We're going to say DC 20. But you do have one assist left from Godric.
Yeah. See, I somehow I just knew you were gonna pull something like that.
I kind of have to. I mean, I can't make it too easy on you, especially with that +5 buff you get.
Hey, I spent a long time working on my charisma to get that.
I have faith in you. I believe it won't be an issue. And you still got 4 days of travel left. Like, you got plenty of time. So, but all right, what else are you up to today?
I'm gonna go talk to Godric and ask him to help me with this final one since I have one more for the day.
Okay. So you have to wait till the evening to do that. Twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. So we'll do that right before we wrap the day up, all right?
Okay, that works for me.
Between that time period, anything you want to be doing? Anything of note?
No, don't think so.
All right, Yerndris.
Hello. I am going to walk up to the top deck, and I'm actually gonna walk around and see that there's a training dummy here after I eat food and whatnot. And I'm gonna take Seamus up here, and we're gonna start our combat training.
Who's Shamish?
Hamish.
Hamish. That's what I thought.
He's a bad boy. He's Shamish today.
He's being shameful, shameful.
All right,
He
so
accidentally peed on the rug.
you're gonna start some combat training. How do you want to go about this?
Ooh, I have no idea. I don't know how shadow dogs work.
As far as combat training on this would work, well, give me an insight check.
Okay.
Let's start with that. Insight or nature.
Well, I already rolled it.
So
Oh,
if you want to re-roll it, feel free.
I will do both, and we can see which one is better.
I
Well.
will allow that. Okay, 16 insight. So with the 16 insight, you have seen Hamish a little bit in a combat situation. You know that he can bite, and you know that if there's shadows, he can blend into them and turn invisible. You're also aware that he has one hell of a howl that makes things quiver in their boots.
Okay. We're gonna focus more on his bite and then a claw attack. So he has 2 different attack options rather than just his bite.
Okay. You take a look at his paws, and he doesn't have claws. He's got like normal dog paws. So probably realize that those won't be near as effective as his bite, and focus on his bite attack.
Okay.
Sound good?
That'll work.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The shadow mastiffs don't have a typical claw attack, so they
Okay.
They just have a bite. But how do you want to go about training him to try and teach him to bite something?
I'm gonna go up, strike it, and then tell him to strike, bring him over, make him bite it, and then give him a piece of jerky
If he bites it,
Like,
right?
if he
yeah, I
bites
was
it. Yeah.
gonna say you can't make. It's like making a
Okay.
horse drink from a prop. Is that to say?
So go ahead and give me an animal handling check.
I-
He just sits there.
Damn.
He watches you walk up and smack it and go, get it. And he just run
Okay.
without the neck pop. That's just my arthritis acting up.
He's gonna. Yindra's gonna crouch down and he's gonna go. I guess we're gonna have to do this a different way with you, buddy. But like in a very nice, gentle tone. Um.
Okay. You want
Here's some meat juices all over it.
I'm gonna have to do this step by step. So I am gonna walk up to it. I'm gonna open my mouth and say bite, and then bite down on the thing, on the test dummy.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another animal handling check.
Well, that's just sad.
That does it. He doesn't go full on attack dog, but he sees you say bite and then bite down on the training dummy, and he just kind of like meanders over and gently puts it in his mouth.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna praise the hell out of him and give him a bunch of jerky,
Okay.
and we can focus on force at another time.
Hey, baby steps. That's the way you train dogs for sure.
Yes.
We have a Cupid aboard.
But yeah, that takes up the better part of the day before you finally get him to
Well, what is Sir
his teeth
Fluffy
wrapped
Butt?
up.
A rented mule?
Yes.
Sir Fluffy Butt is your ward. You're the one who do anything with him. I mean, anybody else can interact with him, but
Sir Fluffy Butt's a demon in unicorn skin. What the
he's a
hell?
fae in
That,
uniform skin.
that's true. And he's really proud of that too.
I'm pretty sure he still has multiple imp bodies on his horn as well. Nobody's cleaned that up.
Yeah,
Nobody will either.
shriveled and pussed over and bloated and smells like decay and yeah.
Yeah, they're very much deteriorating at this point. Their guts have dropped out of their bodies, and it's pretty nasty. But all right,
Well, no, because we haven't fought anybody since I resummoned him.
when
Because
did
I resummoned him after the dragon fight.
after? Yep, that's right.
So no, he is actually
I forgot
all
that I
all
killed
fresh
him.
and clean.
Ah.
Yeah,
Fucker.
he is. It would have been a lot funnier if y'all had just been walking around while he's got impaled imps on his horn. But no, you're right. Yeah, I did knock him out. So
Well, in all fairness though, walking around a city that had just been taken over by demons, with demons dangling from his horn, probably would have been a little more social acceptable at that moment.
true.
Makes sense.
All right. Other than Fitz, does anybody else have anything they want to do before the day wraps up?
I can introduce Fluffy Butt to Mastiff Boy, to Hamish. I forgot his name for a second. To make him more familiar, so he's not as stressed out having him there.
Yeah, that definitely happened throughout the day while you were working the training. I mean, Sir Fluffy Butt just kind of hangs around on the top deck, so definitely
Perfect.
minor interactions and familiarizations going on there.
Perfect.
Anybody else?
I
Yeah.
was gonna chat with Trevor for a little bit.
God, you're gonna make me do the voice.
Yeah, well,
All right, let's start with you, Godric.
okay. And nothing major. Just hey, how's it going, Trevor?
It's good. Ship Trevor healthy.
Oh, good, good. I mean, I don't want you to think that I didn't. Nobody thinks of you because
How
you.
Godric?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking, Trevor.
That's good. As he lowers down a tree branch, so just a branch with a bunch of leaves on the end of it kind of pats you on the top of your head.
Mhm.
A tree patting a stone. Hey, we're
I love
we're
it.
we're just like a forest. So,
Godric, where going?
well, buddy, we're actually heading to the material plane.
What's that
That's the place that a majority of us are from.
from?
Mm,
Like home?
Yeah, it's like our home. Yeah, like that. Where we are now is the astral planes. This is where you're from, and you're coming with us to where we're from, which is the material planes.
You can see the gears turning behind his eyeballs as he attempts to process the thought of there being multiple existences. When she goes, okay, but I go home too, right? With you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the game plan is you're coming with us through the tear to get us there.
But you not leave, right?
Oh.
Well, what do you mean not leave? Not leave you?
Like, yeah.
No, you're coming with us through the tear. That's the game plan. So you'll stay with us when
Oh,
we go.
oh, good, good. Godric family. And he reaches down
Uh,
and
Aw.
wraps branches around you again for a hug.
Oh, thanks, Trevor. You keep up the good work, keeping the ship in one good shape, and keep working with Miss Holly and Miss Amber, and keep us going, and we'll get this.
It's, it's pretty
You get to
close to
see
the
a whole
never.
new world.
It's pretty close to the never-ending story over here. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, but you, anything of note you wanted to talk to him about, or you just continue chatting?
No.
Okay.
It was chatter because I remember, he feels we're friends and now family. Um, so I didn't want at some given point in time like we get ready to go into the rift and tear, whatever you want to call it, and he's like, "You never talk to me. Screw you. Get the fuck out."
I'm going without you. Put on the fish suits and get the fuck off.
Right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Pam, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, so she's just sailing away, and I'm here just with my mind thinking the conversation I just had with Fitz.
Keep in
And
mind, you can see and hear everything that happens on the ship while you're attuned to the spell jamming helm. Just a reminder.
I'm just here in my own little thoughts, and I just blur out Mildred. And then I have this anxiety of calling Amber really quick to try to run to Fitz.
Fitz, make a perception check.
A perception?
Yes, please. You just heard Miss Holly back in the helm area in the bridge call out your wife's name and then start calling for Amber. And you see Amber scurry down from the top deck and run back.
I feel like this is going to be interesting. Or bad.
Once
Uh,
Amber gets there, can I just try to find Fitz, or he needs to find me?
Well, you're aware of where he is on the ship.
I'm gonna go find him.
Okay.
Be
So
like, Amber, I'm so sorry.
you
Just
pass off the helm to Amber. And I mean, you can see him. The doors are open from the bridge. You've got line of sight there. So you know that he's just right out on the top deck.
and I just ran, like running, like Forrest, like phew, 3 seconds. Fitz, Fitz.
yes. What's up?
I just had a blur. I'm sorry. I think I might know your wife.
Okay, well, that would certainly explain why you said that name.
I I I was I think because everything it's blurry, but I was born and I was raised in an orphanage, and I have really blurry thoughts, but her name just came to my head. I might know your wife.
Um, I'm assuming I would probably have like a picture or something of her. I mean, obviously not like a photograph, but like maybe a mini portrait or some sort of traveling
I
type
would
picture.
call that a fair assumption, since there's only
Okay.
two things in the world you're devoted to, and the first one is your wife. The second is the Order of Palor. So
Right.
yeah, it would be reasonable
Okay.
to assume that you have a likeness of her on your person.
Okay. Well, I will pull that out and show that to Miss Holly then, and um this is my wife. Is this who you're thinking of?
Make a history check, Holly. Recalling some old memories here.
I
The name and image that appeared in your head very much resembles the likeness that was just presented to you. And as soon as you see it, memories of your early years start flooding back. And you remember everything up to your 12th year in the orphanage. And from then until a few years ago, it's all a blank.
I
How
just
how old is Miss
stare
Holly
at
right now?
Fitz. I'm 35.
Okay.
I just stare at Fitz and kind of just drop to the ground. And I'm just like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Your wife saved me. I I we need to go back to that orphanage. We need I need answers. I can't believe this. And I'm just in disbelief and just on the ground.
I look over towards Godric with my hands in the air, saying, "I did not hurt her. I swear." Uh,
Uh,
then I'll look to Miss Holly. Well, of course you're more than welcome. If she was taking care of you there, there are few things my wife loves more than seeing the orphans come back and being able to catch up with them. And if she can help you regain your memories or figure out what happened to you, then I I can't imagine that she would be anything less than thrilled about that.
I kind of get up, kind of putting myself back up together, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, she's an amazing person. I own everything that I kind of get flashback on to her. I'm alive because of her.
Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. She has saved my life dozens of times by this point, so I absolutely believe that she is an amazing woman. And
And I
that
just
would explain why you're so amazing if her personality rubbed off on you. I see it now.
thank you, Fitz. I just would have never expected to have you somewhat connect to my past. But again, it's very blurry and I try to get answers whenever I think I can ask certain questions. And I don't know what happened today, but this helps me a lot. And I'll be more than happy and I hopeful that we can go back and see her. Thank you,
Uh,
Fitz, for talking to me.
Absolutely. I'm really glad I could help you, and I hope my wife can help you even further.
And Holly just stays there and hugs him, just jumps like Holly style and hugs him.
I'm gonna return the hug and see. This is why I love living at the orphanage and taking care of the orphans so much. Thank you, Holly, for reminding me why this is so important to me.
Of course, of course. I'm sorry. I have to go back now. I feel like Amber's not understanding what's going on, and I'm just gonna go back now. But thank you, thank you. I'll see
Yep,
you later.
yep,
And
absolutely.
As you walk back into the bridge, Amber puts a hand on your shoulder and nods, kind of like, "I feel you, sister," and then passes off the helm and returns back to her duties. As a quick point of order, we state Miss Holly is 35 years old. She has memory loss, so that number is by best approximation. Ballpark, just for being a half elf, it's kind of hard to tell. That 20 to 40 range kind of all looks the same. Uh, but okay, that was beautiful. Anybody else got anything else we want to do before Fitz's nightly prayer and we wrap the day up?
Yeah.
No. All right.
I mean, we had plans with Fitz, right?
That's Fitz's nightly prayer.
Yeah.
All right. So Fitz, it's all you. It is evening time by a best approximation. You got a little bit of rest in and feeling ready to give it that last go. You might be muted.
Yeah. Okay.
There you are.
Yep. Okay, so I am feeling all brimming full of the goodness of Paylor after that revelation with Miss Holly and the orphanage and everything. So feeling really good about this. Um, and I'm gonna go to Godric and um, Godric, if you would help me with this one last push, I think I'm just on the cusp, but if I could get your support for this one last push, I would really appreciate it.
Sure. Of course I'll give you a hand. We've come this far.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I am going to walk up to just any crack I can find.
So we had discussed you need to be successful on 2 different types of cantrips. You need to have at least one successful attempt on 2 different types of cantrips. You need Godric to show you a different type of cantrip than mending.
Okay. What else you got in the tank there, Godric?
Uh,
And you have a target dummy now, because I know there had been conversation about doing Sacred Flame, but needing something to do it on. So took care
there
of
we
that
go.
without
Yeah.
even realizing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So yeah. Yeah. I'll show you. I'll show you the Sacred Flame. So I mean, with Sacred Flame, so you're still looking to your God to and your faith to pull the energy from and help radiate it. But this time, instead of envisioning or wanting to see an item back into whole like mending does, you're more looking to shine the light on a dangerous foe for this one. So
So rather than channeling the channeling the constructive nature of Paylor, I'm
you're looking for the
more
destructive.
well. Hopefully, this will work well since Paylor is the god of righteous flame.
So, and then I'll stick my hand out towards the training dummy, and I will cast it at a 14. Dex saving throw for the dummy is a 14.
The training dummy is obviously not very dexterous, and
Right.
the top of the head barrel just catches a holy fire to it, which lasts for about a second and then snuffs out.
There's your damage for it. So, yeah, but that's how the destructive end of your praying spells will work.
Okay. I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna grip my holy symbol in my hand.
Thanks for moving me back, because I
Gotcha.
was going to anyways.
You will get advantage on this one. It is a harder roll, but you will get advantage on it. Because like the first time with mending, Godric will place his hand on your shoulder, and although he's praying to Apollo, he's praying to assist you in your
Here,
endeavors.
you know what? I can actually hear the prayer in my head. Can I give you the prayer in my head?
Oh, send it.
Okay. Uh, Almighty One Apollo, please talk to Paylor. Is that your god, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please talk to Paylor and give Fitz the powers he so justly deserves, and help him and guide him in the ways of all that is holiness. That's it.
Sounds like something I'd hear in church on Sunday. I like it. Go ahead and roll a charisma check with advantage, Fitz.
Okay. I hold
My
my
God,
free
talk to
hand
your
out.
God, make it happen.
I'm aiming at the dummy.
Uh,
You can feel the presence. You can feel Palor's power like you do when you're serving his wrath upon your enemies. And you can feel little bits of heat in your fingertips. And nothing snuffs out.
but he didn't get sick this time, did he?
He's definitely sweaty. He definitely looks like he just had an extensive workout. Um, but he's not sick or exhausted by any means. It's just there's
Okay.
sign of effort.
Okay. Well, I know he was like getting sick the first time he tried to do this, and
It was
it's like,
basically just a level of exhaustion that first time. So
yeah. But my thought process is this is this destructive end of holy spell casting. So this is more along the line
yeah.
his lines. This should come a little easier to him than mending.
The dice say what the dice say. I can't do
I
anything
know,
about it,
I know,
unfortunately.
I know.
But no, you sit and pray and try for a good 5-10 minutes, and it's just not happening. And the longer you try, the more tired and sweaty you get, and eventually you're just like, ah, I can feel it. It's right there. I just
Well, Fitz, as I put my hand on his back, unfortunately, I've shown you what I can show you. I think it's time for you to work it out with Paylor, and I have faith that you'll be able to get through this.
Well, thank you,
And
Godric. I appreciate you helping me along this path.
hey, it's a righteous path. It's a good path to follow. I'm glad I could help. And I will leave you be. I'm probably gonna head down to my quarters and just think on what's gone on for the day.
okay. Last minute wrap ups. Anybody got anything else they want to do today? All right. That'll wrap the day up. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check for the evening watch.
These ones today.
You gotta roll all your nat ones out now.
I swear, it's like, here you go, all of them.
Through that. 8, 4, 20, 14, 16.
I mean, Miss Holly should have a advantage on her perception checks if she's at the helm. Just
Yeah,
saying,
well.
she's seeing the whole
Fuck it.
ship here.
No, you're right. Pam, go ahead and roll just a straight perception one more time.
You have eyes and ears across the whole ship. It only makes sense,
I
Miss
think
Holly.
that was worse. No, it was
No, it's
just
better.
barely better.
Better
Yeah.
than mine. I'm
Yeah,
getting there.
it wasn't a
To be
natural
fair,
one.
Holly is like emotionally drained right now, so she's not doing her best. Like the conversation she had today, she's not feeling herself. Okay, so
No.
that seems fair.
I can definitely get down with that. I feel you. During the night watch, it'll be who rolled the lowest? Miss Holly. It'll be during your watch. A ship makes its appearance.
Okay.
And reels into within a couple 100 feet, we'll say 500 feet of your ship. You can see on the deck of the ship a drow of sorts. Looks like a drow. You're not quite sure what it is. Just basically a very dark-skinned, elf-looking individual standing up on the bow of the ship, waving at you.
Friendly wave?
Just waving.
Okay.
What's an unfriendly wave?
Uh, the one finger
Yeah,
salute.
I guess. That's
Are you flicking me off or are you waving like, hey? Like that's completely different.
Nope, he's waving.
What else can we see? What else do I see on the deck?
Every once in a while there is a Hadazee that pops up onto the deck. Looks like they're moving barrels and crates of stuff.
Can I see kind of what it looks like?
Yep,
Yeah.
it's down in the bottom left corner.
Okay, a little mermaid looking thing. Okay. They don't seem threatened by us, or I don't feel that we're being threatened by it. I'll just
The actual ship is a damselfly. And ignore the big scary thing in the background, but that's what a damselfly ship looks like. Kind
That
of like
looks like
kind
a
of like
thing we were flying on before.
That's a Firefly class ship.
I'd say it looks like a dragonfly.
Yeah.
okay, I'll just wave back. And we'll let it fly.
When you wave back, it starts creeping in a little bit closer.
Damn it, Holly!
Well,
You're
I'm
being
just
nice.
waving at them. I
Why
didn't
you
think they were
being
gonna
nice?
become buddies and they want to be part of our crew.
They're here to rob us.
It
I
gives
can
us something
feel
to
it.
do. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a little quiet over here
So
for this past.
Miss Holly, it is the middle of the night. I'll remind you that you are the only one other than Trevor and Sir Fluffybutt that is currently awake on the ship.
Well, Gendris is awake. He spoke.
I'm speaking out of character.
Say that was Max telling Pam what the fuck.
Right?
Okay, so then I'm
But the
like,
ship creeps slowly closer. It's probably about 250 feet out now.
okay. So now I am going to give me a second. Give me a moment.
You don't see any weapons on board. The ship is not like if this is your ship with my fingertips being the direction of travel, it's not coming at you like this. It's like slowly inching in broadside.
Okay, so then I am going to use message on this weird mermaid looking thing.
On the drow looking thing that's on the deck.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yes, I'm
message?
gonna use message and I'm gonna say, stay away. You don't want any trouble.
Oh, you do have. When did you get message?
Last time.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you're right. So hold on, I just closed it. I gotta look up the details of that real quick. Okay. It. So what do you say? What do you say to it? I'm sorry.
Please stay away. We don't want any trouble. And you don't want any trouble.
You hear quietly back in the back of your mind. Oh no, no trouble. I'm sorry if we spooked you. We're traders. I thought that by the friendly wave, you might be interested in purchasing some of our wares.
I'm,
we can definitely go though if you're not interested.
I'm gonna use message again and ask, what do you have?
Odds and ends, this and that, a little bit of armament, some stuff from the outer reaches of the astral plane, some food and supply rations. It's a lot. You really just have to look. We could be here all night with me listing off what we have.
Give me a second, and then I'm gonna call the bee.
Okay. B comes running up.
Bee, how are we on certain items? We have this ship that just kind of approached to us, and they are they're not interested in selling per se, but they have some items. How are we on food items per se?
Yes, madam. We currently have 8 bolts left for the ballista, 2 crates of rations, which would supply 100 people for a single day. Uh, we have our 4 lamps, 10 days worth of lamp oil for those lamps, 2 barrels of ale, 60 pounds of kindori meat, and 1 barrel of kindori blubber. And yes, I know I've
Okay,
switched
so
his accent again. Deal with it. He's
yeah.
butlery to me.
Okay. At this point, I want to call Willie. I want to wake him up.
Willie, make a perception check. See if you hear it and wake up.
Me or Willie?
Him.
Oh.
Yeah, you hear it and wake up.
Willie, we
Hold on.
have a
He's still in his room. He just wakes up and hears you calling for him.
Willie, Willie, please, I need you.
Willy One Kenobi, you're our only hope.
That's inspiration, Fitz. Good. That was a good one. Willie, you step up on the top deck and you see a damselfly just off the port bow there, maintaining about 250 feet off your guys' deck, and a drow looking individual, just a dark skinned elf, up on the top deck with a couple of Hadesies running around behind him. And you're muted before you try talking.
I'll just walk up and I'll just be like, do you need me to kill them? Are they enemies? What are we doing? What's the situation?
Enemies per se, but they say that they have some things that might be useful maybe to us. I already discussed the food items with B and we're good on that matter, but they have other things from the astral plane. And I don't know if maybe you'd be interested in maybe exploring around and see if there's anything that we may need or that we might use.
Okay. See what's going on. Sure. So so they're off the ship here.
Yeah,
They're right next.
they're still about 250 feet out. They kind of went into a holding position when Miss Holly told them, "Give me a minute."
I guess I'll wave him in. I'll be like, come on. Let's come on up this way.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
send a message and say I'll have one of my friends see if there's anything that will be useful for us.
Okay. They pull in, come alongside, and lay out a gangplank, um, so that Willie can come aboard. Willie, you are greeted by a dark-skinned astral elf. By all representation, it's a drow because that's what the encounter generator told me it is. And he welcomes. Ah,
Out
hi.
of character.
Go
I'm
ahead.
telling you right now that if Godric wakes up and we own a new ship, Willie, we're gonna have problems.
Let's start an astral fleet. Fuck it.
They shot first.
But you're greeted by this elf, and you can see the little hat as he's wearing goes. Hi, welcome. It's a long way across the astral scene. We're a trading vessel, and no harm in stopping to see if somebody wants to buy anything. But all of our wares are below deck. If you want to pop a glance, see if anything suits your fancy.
Do you have like a cargo manifest? I'm not just gonna crawl into the innards of your ship here.
Of course, of course. I'm sorry we don't know each other. Of course, and turns and stares at one of the Hadizee for a moment. The Hadizee runs below deck, comes back up about a minute later with a clipboard of sorts, parchment on it, some scribbling, and hands it to the drow. Drow goes, here, here, of course, and hands you the parchment. Written on it, it says there is. Sorry, I got my notes here. They have roughly 100 vials of various substances, ranging from potions to perfumes. They have do 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 about 10 trunks containing various outfits and clothing items. They have about 15 ballista bolts and 3 cages, each containing 5 like food-like beasts. I don't know what the astral out of character. I don't know what the astral representation would be offhand, but like 5 or
Cows.
15 chickens essentially. You're muted.
You're muted.
Alright, I'm gonna be like, it's not a bad selection. We'll probably be interested in the ballista bolts. At least one of the cages of chickens. Uh, you know what? Let's probably just plan on getting all those chickens. Like I can think of a lot of stuff I can do with a chicken. It just sounds entertaining to me. So we'll probably get all of those. Especially because we have the 15 ballista bolts. You know? My connection law was lost. I gotta rejoin. Yeah, so I'll probably
Okay.
yell over to Miss Holly and I'll be like, they've got a fair selection of potions and some other stuff. If we want to see if anybody else needs anything in that regard.
Okay, that could seem good.
I gave them the visual inspection, and I didn't kill them, so they're alive. So we can probably trade.
Okay. At this point, I know that it's the middle of the night, but I want to make sure that if anybody else needs or may want anything, I don't leave them out. So I'm going to try to wake up Yendris, Fitz, and Gotrick to see if there's anything that they will be interested in. So we don't waste unnecessary funds that we might have. and give everybody the opportunity to see if there's anything that they might be interested in.
So anybody who may be interested, Miss Holly runs down and wakes you up and lets you know what's going on. If you're interested, feel free to chime in. If you're not, feel free to go back to sleep.
What is this stuff again?
So
Potions, chickens,
there's
clothes.
about 100 vials worth of various substances, from perfumes to potions. There's 15 chickens and how many?
Bunch of clothing
What did I say? 15 ballista bolts.
and ballista bolts. Yeah.
Wait, are they actual chickens?
They are actually. I looked it up while I was talking here. There are actually live chickens in the Astral Sea.
Okay, so let's go.
How much are they?
I want to go ahead. Go ahead. You go first.
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't
You're
mean
it.
to talk over you.
No. You get yours done, and then I'll go.
Okay. How much are the chickens?
So I'm gonna yell to Willie, how much are the chickens? Let's make a deal.
It's two gold per crate, so 6 gold for all 15.
I'll take them.
That's a deal.
My wife loves fresh eggs.
What? No, we're gonna eat the chicken.
Well, we can discuss that later. Let's just try to see if we can, get whatever we can get, and then we'll decide what we do with the chickens. About the potions, though,
Before you
Yeah.
get a chance to move on to the potions, he offers you enough for about 2 weeks worth of chicken feed for an additional 8 gold.
that's a deal.
Okay. I'll
So
do that.
that's keep track of
12
what
gold,
you guys are spending.
14 gold.
14.
Mhm.
Yeah, somebody make sure you mark 14 off your sheet, please.
I'll do
Okay,
it.
I'll mark that up for mine.
No, I'll do it.
Let Holly do it.
I'll do it. I
Let-
woke everybody up, guys. I feel like I'm the one that needs to,
Trust me, Fitz,
step-
let Pam do it.
Let Pam
Yeah,
do
let
it.
me do it. Let me do it.
Alright.
Be really upset if I don't. Thank you.
She doesn't
she's
have
still
to
rich
buy
from the
armor or
dragon.
weapons. She's loaded.
Exactly. So, okay, let me deduct it from myself. And potions, guys, if anybody needs any type of potions. Willie, how much are the potions going for?
So the captain of the ship isn't familiar with what type of potions they have. They're transporters. They just went and picked up 2 big boxes full of about 50 potions each. So he says, if you want at them, you got to look at them, and if you know what they are and want them, we'll sell them to you.
So Goddard's gonna actually come upstairs.
Okay.
And for once, everybody's gonna see Godric not in that big fancy plate armor, but he's gonna be wearing his robes.
Look at that.
Are you wearing your
Because
holy vestments?
I feel
Mhm.
like with Apollo being your god, it's totally a toga.
okay, I'll take that. Because
Toga party.
I'm not expecting to be fighting with anybody right now. So, and I was in bed. So, yeah, I'm just going to so it doesn't take me forever to put this stuff on.
Oh, look, a
I'm just
Nautiloid
gonna,
ship.
yeah, throw my toga on, and now I'll head upstairs. And
Okay.
on my way up though, I am going to cast a spell.
All right. What spell
I'm
are you
going to
casting?
my detect evil and good.
Read that out for me, just so I.
For the duration, you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically concerted or desecrated.
You are getting
Consecrated.
consecrated.
Consecrated. or
You are
desecrated?
getting a vibe that there is a celestial nearby, and it is exactly wherever Fitz is right now.
Okay.
He's an Asimar.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
I saw the look
I,
on your face, and I was like, he doesn't remember.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
Well,
okay.
I was thinking about it for a second because I was thinking, well, he couldn't have pocketed the chickens. So, oh yeah, that's right. Okay. But as long as I'm not getting anything from the ship, it's my,
Nope.
the trader ship.
Ship
That's what.
is
That's
very neutral, from what you can tell.
okay. Okay. Well, that was my concern because conversations in group chat over the past week now has me a little leery. Okay,
That's
I'm just
fair.
gonna put that out there. All right. So I
The
figure I got the
ballista
spell.
bolts are 5 gold each.
I'm more concerned about those potions at the moment
Okay.
because my stock of potions is pretty low. And although I am a healer, I like to have some backups, and my backups are almost gone. So, how much are we
Mine,
talking for the potions?
Um, 40 gold for whichever ones you want out of there.
40 gold a piece or
A
40
piece.
gold a crate?
Well, there's
You said you
50.
got a crate of them.
We have 2 crates of them. There's 50 in each crate. I'd call it 180 gold a crate. I honestly don't know what's in them.
How about we'll do a bunch discount. I'll give you 150 for a crate since I'm buying them all.
So 150 per crate, but you'll buy both
Uh,
crates.
yep, 300 gold.
Yeah, why not?
Uh, money has been removed. Please add 2 crates of potions to our inventory.
Willie. So we
Uh,
got chickens and potions.
you said how much were the ballistas?
5 gold apiece. You used
You
2
got
in the last encounter. They have 15 in stock. So right now you currently possess 8 on board Lyra.
50, and they're 5 apiece?
Yep.
5, 15. Maybe you can make me do math here.
5 times
75?
15 is 75. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's stock up the ballistas too. Let's empty them out.
All right. Somebody mark that gold off. So that's
Yeah,
75 for the
I'm about to.
ballistas, 300 for 100 filled vials, and then it was 14 gold for the chickens and 2 weeks worth of feed.
Yeah, I
I
covered the
took off the
potions and the
chicken.
ballistas.
Any interest in this trunk of outfits and travelers' clothes we have?
I am intrigued on the clothing.
Of course, of course. Come aboard. And he beckons for one of the Hadazis to bring the trunk up and opens it up. And there's nothing. We'll make an insight check. Anybody who's looking at the clothes.
Well,
I'm not worried about the clothes.
No. Anybody else? You're
As long as there's no consecration desecration on it. Yeah.
And so nothing really seems to stick out about the clothes. It's probably 10 outfits aside from the 15 random travelers outfits that are there. The travelers outfits are just, like standard chap type pants with a loose shirt. For the 10 outfits, they look like formal wear. They don't seem particularly fine made, and you can't really determine if there's anything special about them. But they look nice. They look like it would be acceptable in a more esteemed presence, so to speak.
How much for the trunk?
For the trunk, good question. 60 gold.
Did you want any of these, Yendris?
I will take them all just in case we go to a fancy cocktail party and we need some good wares. You never know with this
I
group.
just, I just look at Willie. I'm like, you could use maybe some clothes too, Willie. Yours is so covered in blood and gunk, and I'm just saying,
You kind of
if we
smell
ever go
bad.
to funky looking, not trying to offend your clothing, but just maybe.
I mean, you're probably not wrong, but I just have like a vibe going, I guess, you know?
Okay. Yeah, and I'm okay with clothes. I'm fine.
So somebody marks 60 gold off your inventory sheet.
I got you. I got you.
The elf takes a look at you, Willie, and goes, "Well, I certainly wasn't expecting this. That's all of our supply. Thank you. That saved us so much time. We can pick up and keep moving and not have to worry about selling for some time. You really so relieving as knowing that I'll be able to afford everything for the next round. Thank you so much. No point in us bothering you any further, though. We'll take off. Have a lovely rest of your night."
I'll
Thank
use
you for stopping.
message,
But it's a pleasure. I'll just like walk off.
and I'll just use message, and I'll say thank you for your troubles. I'm sorry if I came off very rude at first. It's just been kind of weird out here, but thank you so much, and you never know, we might see you again, we might not.
Dear,
Thank you.
dear lady, pay it no mind. We would react the same way if approached by a random vessel, as they're starting to float away, and it sounds like he's about to say anything else, and he gets out of range of message.
I'll
I
walk
just
up to
look at
B.
I look at everybody and I'll be like, we went shopping, guys. Now I just want to know, are those potions healing potions, or like we don't know at this point what potions we got?
I bet
They
in jars.
they they were unidentified when we picked them up, but give me a second, Miss Holly. A
A box
B.
of mystery.
Joke's on you, they're all filled with water.
No.
B.
Uh, yes, Sir Godric.
B. You are inventory man.
Of course.
I would assume you would have some experience with identifying the different items that we may have on the ship. Would it be possible for you to look at these potions we picked up and determine what they are?
Un- Unfortunately, sir, that is beyond my scope of abilities. I simply document and record. I'm not trained in the fact of identification for inner workings. I can tell you that they're vials and there's a liquid inside them, but I couldn't tell you if there were additional properties.
Oh, it was definitely a what's the word I'm looking for?
Long
Shot in the
shot.
dark. Yeah.
Of
I mean,
course.
being an inventory man, you may or may not know. That's why I thought I'd ask. I'd
No,
rather ask and have you tell me no than I not ask and you would have known. So
usually the items already come labeled when they get to me, and from there I can create an appropriate
sure.
record. I wasn't trained in the identification arts, unfortunately.
Sure.
So sorry. So sorry.
Well, next dock we go to. Hopefully we'll be able to find somebody who can identify some of this stuff. So we may have somebody come in to look into this.
Of course, just make
Just
sure
so that
you
you're
let me know so defensive protocols aren't enacted.
absolutely. So, all right. Well, then in that case, please do store those potions securely so that nobody's getting into them until we can decipher what they are.
Yes, they seem quite packed for travel. I will ensure they are secured below deck. In I'm sorry, I shared that
Yeah.
picture again. I will ensure they are secured below deck in the appropriate fashion.
Thank you. A little extra security because I don't want anybody accidentally picking up a potion and.
Of course, of course.
Okay.
Because I so my whole thing is, since I'm a hermit as part of my background, I would have to like make potions, and I'm like proficient in like medicine and that kind of stuff. Would I be able to look at the potions and see which ones are healing potions just by looking?
Yeah, so
Ooh.
you could make either a medicine or an insight check for that.
Big brain.
Okay.
Nice.
I didn't expect you
Nice.
guys to buy both of the crates in full, so I will get back to you on what's what in the box. But
No worries.
with the 22, you are able to at the bare minimum determine if and what out of the box are healing potions.
Cool.
I will give you that much, and I will let you know how much it is next week, because I'm not going to sit and figure all that out right now in the middle of the game.
Well, I mean, you know how Godric is. He likes to have his backup healing potions, and I wasn't able to get some in the last stock we were in, so there's my chance. I took it.
Shit happens when the city's on fire, man.
At this point, I'm just going to apologize to everybody for waking up everybody in the middle of the night, but I thought it was useful, and I'm glad that we got some chickens and things. So you can all go back to rest, and I'm sorry for the interruption again, but I think it was totally worth it.
No
I would agree.
apologies. Yeah, no, I'm in full agreement. I would much rather you call us when anything shows up
And Willie,
than.
thank you so much for actually going there. And if everything was gonna hit the fan, you would have turned that shit upside down real quick. So that's why I called you to go. But thank you again for your services.
I'm just kind of grumble and go back down to my room.
Okay. Godric, when you eventually make your way back down to your shrine quarter area, you see that B has already like roped, caged off the front end of the ship there, and the chickens are in that area. The front
So
end.
now I'm sleeping with the chickens. Is that what you're trying to tell me here?
No. I drew a purple line on the
Yeah, I
bottom
see
of the
the
ship.
purple line.
Everything on the left of that is chickens.
Okay. Are they quiet?
They're chickens.
Are they quiet chickens? I've never lived with a chicken in real life or not, so.
They cluck and occasionally crow.
Yeah, but they don't
Every
usually
once in a
crows
bit.
till noon or till dawn.
They're not. That is a misconception. As a chicken owner, that is bullshit. They crow all the fucking time.
All the time. And you might have like an explorer one.
In real life. These chickens, they're just happy to be out of the crate at this point. They're not making a whole lot of noise. I mean, little clucks and whatnot, but they're not being loud per se. They're just making
Okay.
chicken noises.
I'm just saying, if they interrupt my prayers, I'm calling Willie. Just saying.
Hey, I'm planning on taking those back to my wife. You kill any of those, I'm gonna be upset.
And I'm planning on sleeping and praying.
Okay, guys, I'd be more concerned on Hamish.
That's what
eating
I
the
was gonna bring up. That's what I was about to bring
So
up.
I think Hamish should get familiar with the chickens, and that will be your biggest threat. So let's make sure that Yendris can talk to Hamish and kind of make him feel like family before he slaughters all of our chickens.
You know, Mike, there is a whole ass room right there that nobody's claimed. Just saying.
It's like the master bedroom.
If you got issues with chickens, there's other places on the ship you can go.
You know what? Fine. I will. Yeah, move my pin right back there. Move my pin right back there. There you go. I'm moving.
But that would make sense with you setting up a semblance of a shrine to Apollo as well.
I was kind of thinking, cleric, not not fancy, not taking the big room. I kind of figured one of the other ones, like Miss Holly, maybe even might take it. But if
She
since
likes
it's
staying close to the
unoccupied,
bridge, so
but since we're unoccupied, yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll take it. It's
I- Isn't Apollo kind of a party god?
he's the lovey god, health
So
and vitality, and yeah,
so technically, most of his priests probably have a room big enough for the orgy. Then
they might, yeah, but that's besides the point. I
it's
mean,
Oh.
Paulo and Paylor about to get down.
I'm just saying, Hamish might have some skills you'd be interested. Apparently,
Can I go to Gendris and kind of talk to him real quick?
To Yerndris?
Yep.
Uh, yeah. I mean, it's the middle of the night and it's still your watch, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go
Yindris,
and
I'm just gonna put this out there. He's not sleeping. He's trying on all of those clothes that he just got,
Oh, okay.
being
So
very fancy dancy and just strutting around his room in front of Hamish, being like, "How does this look on me?"
I did add all the stuff you guys just bought to the ship's inventory. So if you open that up, you'll see the chickens, the feed, the crates with vials, and the trunk with clothes and travelers' outfits. It's all on there. And I adjusted your
so
bottle count.
I kind of see Gendris like trying on clothes. I'm like, oh shit, that looks really good. I know you're busy right now trying on clothes and shit, but I just want to make sure that before, sometime tomorrow, if you don't mind, kind of introducing Hamish to the chicken so he, doesn't slatter out of them and kill them. But that outfit looks really good on you right now, by the way. Just, and then she just stares at Andrus.
He's gonna scream a little bit because he's kind of caught off guard that you went and just you're watching him strut around in front of a
Yeah,
dog. He's
it's
gonna
a
be like,
holiday. Hmm.
"Thanks, I guess." Yeah, sure. I'll talk to Hamish, and then he's gonna do a weird strut pose where he's putting his butt out.
Oh, that looks, and then I'm just gonna turn away.
that's the proper response.
All right.
Yep.
The rest of the
And I'm back.
evening goes off without any hitch. We are now day 4. For the next 3 days, other than Fitz continuing his divine training and Yerndris doing the animal handling training, is there anything anybody wants to do? Any conversations you guys want to have? We're just going to kind of speed up these last 3 days of travel for brevity's sake.
I kind of want to have a conversation with Holly because I haven't talked to her since we saved her from that torture session that she just had. And
Okay.
I feel like I wasn't there last session, so I don't know if anybody talked to her about that.
Nope. Nobody gave 2 fucks about her mental health.
Nope, nobody.
So
bullshit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nope.
We'll say this happens at some point during those 3 days. Go ahead and have a conversation with Miss Holly, and then we'll go from there. And
You should. You
I'm
should.
gonna step away for 2 seconds where you guys do that, but I can hear everything, so go for it.
Your dress has known me long enough. Your dress knows better.
listen, I just gotta check in. I don't really talk to people. He's trying to get into there. He's trying. But he's gonna
No,
walk up.
no. No, you're good. You're good. Just don't assume that I didn't check on somebody. I'm just
I'm not
saying.
I didn't assume anything. I was just saying I don't know if anybody did or not. So he's gonna walk up to Holly. He's gonna have his hand on the back of his head and like scratching it because he's very awkward. He doesn't talk to anybody, but he's gonna go, Miss Holly, we haven't had a chance to really talk since you got person napped and got tortured, and I was just coming to check on you and see how you were doing because I know
Thank
that
you.
was probably pretty traumatic.
Yeah, it really was. Today I was able to have a conversation with Fitz, and it turns out um I actually know Mildred, his wife. See, there's certain areas of my life that I don't quite remember very well. Since I was 15 till 30, I will say it's everything's a blur to me. And I get flashbacks sometimes. And something today just kind of said to me to kind of ask Fitz a little more information since he was in an orphanage. And well, you guys might not really know, but I was raised in an orphanage, and it turns out that I was with Mildred in my early years, and she took care of me. So I am okay. Thank you for asking. Right now, today has just been a kind of emotional day for me because I would love to get more information if we ever go back to the orphanage, which I would love to, and kind of see Mildred and try to get more answers if I could of what happened, because some things, like I said, it's a blur, but I'm just really thankful that I was able to meet Fitz and he's related to some part of my life. Um Again, everything is a blur. I had a conversation with him and then I was just, staring away, and then just Mildred came into my mind, which is a name that I probably haven't thought of in 15 years. So I might run into some episodes here and there where I have flashbacks of my life. Um, but for right now, I'm just happy that I remember some part of it, I guess. And hopefully we could sometime go back and find out more information about me. And if I don't, I'll still be very grateful to just see her again and thank her for raising me and for keeping me alive in my early years. But thank you. And while I'm doing that, I'm like looking at Andres, and at the same time, I'm looking at Hamish and just petting Hamish.
Yindris is gonna look back at her and he's gonna say, my wife used to have the same sort of traumatizing flashbacks that you seem to have before she ultimately perished. And if you ever need somebody to talk to after these, or if you need help during them, I'm here. If you need a friend or like a father figure or something, I'm here for you. And he's gonna pull her in and just give her a big old hug, like a dad hug.
And I'm gonna return the hug, Holly style, jump on top of him, like just jump. Jendra's like try because she's really little, so but
It's
she will try.
canon now. The only way Miss Holly hugs is by jumping and wrapping her legs around you.
Yeah, kind
You
of
know,
koala
I'll
style.
I'll say that he catches her because I feel like Holly and his wife are kind of like the same size. Maybe his wife is a little bit bigger than she is.
Thank you, Andres. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me.
Miss
Thank you.
Holly, make an animal handling check at advantage, please.
Oh, Hamish. Hold on.
Which
He's
is just a great addition to this. I love this.
technically still a wild animal, and you just like reach down to pet him on the head while you're talking to Urindris at advantage.
He loves me, okay? I
Oh,
Holly loves animals.
you don't need advantage. A 19 is enough that yeah, he knows you're not gonna hurt him, and he kind of leans into the pets and scratchies that you're giving him while you're talking. So
And I'll give him scratch and say, "You're so cute. You're so cute,
it
our
goes
little
it
pet."
goes well. There's a little bond there now.
Yeah. And I just look at Andres like, thank you again.
Of course, of course. He's just gonna like awkwardly saunter away after that because he still
Yeah.
doesn't know how to talk to people.
It's like, okay then. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, basically. He's gonna like kind of speed walk.
Uh,
His face is turning red.
when you get back to your room, Yundris, you see Fitz standing there, like holding outfits up and trying like taking a look at him.
Okay, he'll walk up or walk over to him and he's gonna go, "Hey, bud, you need some help there?"
I was just looking through here to see if there were any dresses that my wife might like.
What kind of if you don't mind me asking, and I don't know if this is gonna sound bad, what race is she? Like what
She's a half elf.
a half elf, okay. He's gonna dig through and he's gonna pick out some kind of dress. I don't have an imagination. I don't dress feminine, but he's gonna pull out some type of weird flowy cocktail looking dress and he's gonna go, maybe.
Well, she really prefers like the loose, flowy type. You know, the kind of dresses you can wear that look good, but then you can also do a downward axe chop to a guy's head for getting out of line.
A light's gonna go off in his head and he's gonna go, "I understand what you mean." And he's gonna pull out something that's a little tighter on the top, but like very flowy and just very non-restrictive on the bottom to where she can get good leg movement. And the top half is just not as tight as one would think, but it accentuates lady bits. But it's still very breathable and movable.
That looks perfect. She would love this.
I love it.
You know, I've been away for a while. Um, kind of got sucked into this dimension. I don't know if she knows I'm even still alive right now. So when I get back, I'd just like to bring her some stuff, you know, let her know I was thinking about her and that hopefully she won't kick my ass for disappearing.
He's gonna sit down on his bed and he's gonna go, "Can I be 100% transparent with you?
Oh boy.
Please, absolutely.
If I was your wife, just knowing that you returned home safe and sound to me would be enough. I don't have that returning back home. It's just me by myself now, so I don't really have anybody to return to. But just knowing that somebody that she loves has actually returned would be more than enough. I'm sure she'd be ecstatic to see you."
I really appreciate you saying that. That does make me feel better. And Yendris, if I can be completely transparent with you, I I want you to know that everybody in this group, with maybe the exception of Willie, it's hard to tell with him. Um, I think I can honestly say that, you know, we all love you like you're a member of our family. And we know that we can't replace what you've lost. Um, we'll never, you know, we'll never fill that hole. But I do hope that you know that you can come to any of us at any time and that we're going to be there for you.
Yindris will hug him and sit back on the bed and cry just a little bit. It's gonna go,
It's
I appreciate you very much, man. That means a lot to me.
I'm really glad. And you know, please let us know if you need anything, even if it's just a drink. And in that case, Willie absolutely will love you.
I probably should stop calling him Tiny Mouse then. That might help
I
just a little bit.
I I don't know. I think he's actually into that. He does seem to, he gets that little gleam in his eye when you say it. He's probably imagining a big saber-toothed rat that's eating a dragon, but he's into it, I think.
I will continue to call him that. I'll come up with nicknames for all of you eventually. Just for right now, he's Tiny Mouse because I thought he was much smaller than he appears to be.
Right? I don't know. It's just you're looking at him, but somehow he's not looking like the 6 foot he claims to be.
All of you are, except for Paladin Man, are very tiny to me.
Well, the big rock dude, but he slouches a little, I think, in that you know
I don't think his god would like that very much.
slouching.
Slouching. I don't know much about this Apollo character.
Mm. I'll be honest with you. I don't know a whole lot about him either. If you really want to get on Godric's good side, ask him about his god, because I can tell you, coming from a holy order, there is nothing a religious person loves more than telling you about their god.
I will remember that next time I go have a one-on-one conversation with him. Thank you.
Mhm. Well, I do appreciate you helping me pick out this dress. I'm sure that she will love it, and I do hope when we get back to Prime Material Plane that you're gonna come with us to the orphanage. Um, I think the kids will absolutely love to climb all over you.
And I would love that. I miss having a kid around.
Hey, I got 30 to choose from. Just pick one.
He's gonna laugh slightly.
I got crotch goblins to spare. Go for it.
Give me all the
Right?
crotch goblin.
Well, I'm gonna clasp him on the shoulder comfortingly, and uh, then I'm gonna go out to the dummy and try to set it on fire.
All right. Don't make any checks yet. Aside from the training stuff, anything else anybody wants to do over the last 3 days of travel?
I want to talk to Godric.
Okay. Enter his shrine to Apollo. Go ahead.
Godric, there's some information that
You're muted,
I
Mike.
want to share with you.
Oh I said yes. It was Holly. Yeah.
So
What would
today
that be?
I talked to Fitz for a little while, and you know, or you don't, but I I I get flashes here and there about myself and who I am and where I come from. And I have very memory to very little memory to none. It's blurry from my 16 years to 30. And I don't know why today I just had kind of like a vision, I guess, and kind of the ones that I get once in a while, but today was just deeper than that. And I kind of asked Fitz a little more about his background, and I had a flashback of Mildred, which is actually his wife, as you know. And it turns out that you probably don't know this about me, but I was raised in an orphanage, and then I have no memory till the person that I am now, how you met me. But it turns out that I know Mildred. So of course there's a high chance that obviously she raised me. And I would love if we ever get the opportunity to ever make it back home sometime after that. I would love to go back to the orphanage and see Mildred myself and thank her for everything that she's ever done for me. It's kind of been weird for me because I still cannot get over the fact that Fitz here with us, going with everything that he was going through. Now it's taking a toll on me when it hits personal. When we met him, we knew everything that he was going through and what the orphanage suffered, but now it has become even more personal to me. So I also want to give you a heads up that if we ever run into anybody else that might had anything else to do with the destruction of the orphanage in the future, I'm going to raise hell and I will kill every single one of them. But on the other side, taking my anger aside, I'm really happy to know that at least I have an idea of where I came from, or at least some of it. I don't know why I had this flashback today. I don't really get them a lot. But since it happened today, I just wanted to let you know that at least I'm happy of this information. And I'll let you know for sure if it ever happens again or I get any other flashbacks of my life to inform you so I don't put anybody on danger. Because anybody that crosses my fucking way, I will burn them alive. And going forward, today has just been so emotionally for me that you guys are my family. And I will burn every single person that gets in our way if they ever try to hurt us.
Well, Miss Holly, through my studies and training through um, why am I drawing a blank on this? Um, where I came from. Let's just put it that way for now. Um, you know, it, the gods, they always try and teach us things and show us things that we need. And you know, sounds like today the gods have spoken to you, and I would interpret what you've seen today as um, a path that you need to take. So I would highly suggest when we do get back to the material planes that you do pursue, and I will be glad to help you pursue, um, looking into your past and the orphanage, and maybe uncovering some of the mystery that clouds your memories.
Okay.
So, um, that's I think that's a very good thing. Of course, along those same teachings, the path of vengeance is not the best path to take. Um, but I would really caution you in lighting the world on fire, um, just to burn it down. But in the pursuit of vanquishing evils, burn away, hun. Burn away.
Yeah, thank you. Today, and I appreciate that because again, I don't know much about my past and I really talk about it, but just to find out that Mildred is some part of me. Now I have this connection with Fitz, and at the same time, it makes me feel that I am grateful that I know every single one of you, and you guys are now my family. And I know how I can be sometimes, and shit will hit the ground and I will hurt you guys, not intentionally. It's just my rage and everything that I have built up inside of me. But I don't know. Just wanted to give you a heads up of what happened with me, and now more than ever, I'm willing to fight for every single one of our crew if it comes down to.
Well, I'm glad we're close enough that you felt comfortable enough to share all this with me, and I'm glad I can be a part of that. And you definitely hold a very strong power in those hands of yours. So just be careful how you wield them.
I'll try. Unless they're harming us, of course, then I'll fireball their asses. But
Now
yeah,
roll a
other
straight
than
d20 for me. No, I'm joking. Sorry, I had to do it.
and then just Holly kind of. I was gonna jump on Godric because she's jumped on everybody today, so why not? So I'm just gonna jump on Godric and just give him a big hug, like support, like thank you.
Yeah, well, of course I'm gonna catch her and give her the hug.
Okay, I'll let you go back to rest. I'm sorry, it's been a very emotional day for me
I
today.
I don't keep a lock on my door for just those purposes, Miss Holly. It's okay.
Thank you, thank you. Don't be afraid of the chickens. They'll be okay. They'll be
I'm not
good.
afraid of them. I just need to have my time.
That's okay. We'll talk about more about the chickens and what we'll do with them. And I'm sure
Well,
Willie has some plans in minds already what to do with the chickens, and we'll discuss that tomorrow at lunch.
well, I've, as you can see, have moved to this empty room, and it has a door. Although there's no lock, it can be shut to muffle those sounds. So hopefully this will cure the issue, and we won't need to do anything else. But thank you for the thoughts.
Of course, thank you.
Hmm?
And I just walk away.
Night, Miss Holly.
Good night.
All right. Anybody else got anything else they want to take care of before we do the training rolls?
I would like to be present for the training rolls. Actually, I may not be able to help, but I can watch.
Okay. All right. Let's do the let's do Fitz's training first. Uh, so the way it'll work is you will get 3 rolls at advantage and 3 rolls just straight.
Okay.
So the advantage ones are in the morning after you've rested and you're at 100%, and then the not advantage ones are in the evening. You know, you've done some work throughout the day, so you're just not quite 100%, but not in a bad place. So go ahead and make those rolls. It's a DC 20. Boom. So it is the morning of the 5th day
Oh,
after unsuccessfully channeling the divine energy into a sacred flame. And you wake up in the morning, meet Godric up on the top deck, and you guys do a separate but joint prayer group kind of thing where you prepare yourselves spiritually for the undertaking. And after you've said your morning prayers and you stand up and pop your neck left and right and take a deep breath, relax, channel your prayer through your holy emblem, your Order of Palar emblem, and you reach your hand out, channeling all of the divine energy you can feel in your body into the target dummy, and the head explodes in sacred flame. And as quick as the flame appears, it shrinks back into itself, but the small barrel for the head is gone. And there's just little charred husks of wood laying around the top deck.
Godric's gonna go, huzzah! B, we need a new bucket.
You hear from below decks, right away, sir.
Good job, my friend. Good job.
Wow, I didn't think I was gonna do it. Right.
Oh, always
Right.
keep the faith, my friend. Always keep the faith.
So that will successfully meet the predetermined requirements for you to retrain your subclass, as we discussed off camera. Um, if you're okay with staying a couple minutes tonight, we can make sure that your character gets rebuilt properly, because you might have to rebuild from scratch. I'm not sure, and I just don't want to fuck with it in the middle of the session. But we will definitely
No,
get
that's
that.
good. that's going to be your best option because
Yeah.
yeah, I've accidentally did the wrong one, and I tried swapping specs, and it was a horrible mess. I ended up at the end just recreating the character all over again. That's how I ended up with the last name.
So we'll make sure we get that done in time for next week, though. I don't think you'll need. I mean, if you know which cantrips you want.
Sacred Flame and oh crap, what was the other one?
It was Word of Radiance, wasn't it?
Yeah, Word of Radiance.
Okay. If anything
So
comes up in the next 42 minutes, you've got access to those two cantrips. Otherwise, we'll make sure your character sheet gets rebuilt properly for next week.
Okay.
so the easiest way to do it is have Fitz, your main character now, open, and then create a new character while Fitz is open.
Yeah.
And then once the character page is up, you can swap gear
Mhm.
and notes and
I'll
gold and all that
I'll
stuff.
do most of the legwork on it for you, Jeremy. We'll take care of that off camera. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to. I mean, I'm assuming you would still train the last couple days just to make sure you got it, but you don't need to roll for that.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do there, Fitz?
I think that's about it. It's kind of been a very emotional trip.
It has. It definitely has. All right, let's jump over to you, Yerndris. Training Hamish.
Whoop.
I'm assuming you're gonna keep working on the bite thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna use the same technique, or are you gonna try to mix it up to something different?
For the most part, I'm gonna use the same technique, but I'm gonna every time I bite down on the thing, I'm gonna make it visibly known that I'm biting down harder, so he kind of gets the idea.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make an animal handling check.
So Yurdris is gonna bite the dummy, like
Yeah,
literally bite the
yeah.
dummy.
That's what you did the
God
first time.
fucking shit.
Yeah, you just you can't get him to understand bite down. Like he's got the bite thing. He's still walking up and putting the training dummy in his mouth. You're just not bridging the gap to I want you to hurt this thing.
Okay.
Is what's going on there. So
Um,
go ahead.
I am
Um,
going
This is
to.
just the first day of training, so if you want to mix
Yeah.
it up, you've got a couple more
um,
rolls coming.
am I within eye shot of this since I'm up on deck?
Oh yeah, they were waiting for you and Fitz to do your morning prayer thing that first day, and as soon as you guys step away, they start getting at it. So you're
Okay,
if
so
you
I'm
want to
gonna
stick
I'm
around and
gonna
watch, you're there.
I'm gonna approach. Actually, I think I have an idea for Yurdris. Yurdris, are you're not just chewing on the dummy to chew on the dummy, are you?
No, sir, I'm trying to teach him to inflict pain upon this dummy so that he can help us attack anything that comes in our direction that
Oh,
needs to be attacked.
I kind of assumed that, but I just wanted to make sure before I said what I had to say. Just an idea. Um, have you tried using a piece of meat?
I use
Like,
it as a reward for like when he gets
oh,
the idea.
okay. I've I'm obviously don't have a whole lot of experience with animal handling, but what I have seen is if you want something to put if like when you're practicing with a sword or mace, you want to have a follow through when you're attacking your target. So you're not going to get a follow through on a dummy, but you should be able to have a follow through on something like a piece of meat. But if you're using that as a reward, maybe a piece of leather or something that can actual put their teeth through without breaking it.
I was thinking of going to go get a chicken and steal a chicken
Well,
and
I mean,
have
they're
have
noisy,
him
noisy
use
things
it.
downstairs, anyways. But
You
and they
have
are food.
60 pounds of kindori meat from the whale pod that attacked too.
Yeah, so that's already dead. I mean,
I mean, that's a great idea, sir. I can try the not alive meat, and then if that doesn't work, I can just try a straight up chicken. I don't know how happy the party is going to be with me using one of our said chickens. I don't think they'll miss one.
well, considering that they're meant for food, I don't think I'd have a problem with that. I mean, if they were meant to be pets, like Hamish, for instance, or Fluffy Butt, yeah, I might have an issue with that. But since the chickens are actually meant for us to eat, um, yeah, I don't see why I would have a problem with you. Now, obviously, I can't speak for the rest of the party, but you know, uh, but good luck with that.
Thank
I'll,
you.
I'll let I'll let you back to it. Yeah, not a problem. And then I'm gonna head back down to my quarters.
Okay. All right. So you've got uh, 2 more rolls you can make, Yerndris. If you want to switch up the training style in any way, just let me know before you roll.
Okay. I'm gonna kill my brother, I swear to you.
Don't.
So did you do the
Okay.
same training style with the dummy there?
For that one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's still. He sees what you're doing, and he's imitating it, but there's like he sees that you're not. Make an insight check. Let's
Okay.
before I give you too much information.
Everybody or just Yunris?
Just Yerndris. Well, you can too, Pam, because you're seeing.
Emotional and dying inside? Sure, let's do it.
No, you're
Today's
you're
the,
at the helm.
today's
You're
the
seeing
most
everything that's going
You're
on.
at the helm, so
today's the
you can
most
see and hear
emo
it.
day that Holly has ever had in her life. Today she's the emo kid, okay? She's going through that phase,
Yeah,
okay?
you're
Just let her
you're
be.
wrapped up in your feels, Miss Holloway. Yerndris,
Yeah.
you're not sure what's going on with Hamish, but he's not attacking. He's biting down just like you are, but he's not getting into it. And you
Okay.
say bite, and he puts his mouth on the dummy, but he's not, going at it.
Okay. So I'm going to crouch in front of Hamish and I'm going to go, "You're doing a great job, buddy. You're getting what I'm trying to ask you to do, but I need you to give me a little bit more." And I'm going to pull the the meat, the 60 pounds, I don't know what it was, the whale meat, and I'm going
A
to
chunk
try
of
and
whale meat.
try and use that as his thing to bite down into cuz maybe he's not getting it cuz it's not fleshy enough.
Okay. And are you doing like a tug of war thing, or are you putting it on?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing a tug of war thing. Perfect. Make
Yeah.
an animal handling check at advantage.
Okie dokie. Woo.
He's fucking tearing it. You give him the command to bite, and he bites down into it, feels the fleshy sink, and you kind of start like wriggling and pulling to simulate something that's alive, and he starts just tearing at it and growling, and he is all for it right now.
Perfect. I'm gonna let go of it, and I'm gonna go, "Good boy, you're doing a good job. That's what I wanted you to do." And I'm gonna let him have it. And then I'm gonna pull another piece of jerky out of my pocket, and I'm just gonna feed it. That's like another incentive.
All right. So out of character at this point, you feel like you've determined he needs something fleshy, but he's not like if you commanded him to bite something, it wouldn't be combat effective.
Okay.
Is where you feel the training is at. Like he might walk up and put a hand in his mouth, but he's not going to bite down and attack. It's going to take a little more work with what you now realize needs to be some type of actual flesh or hide something textile that feels alive,
Okay.
and some more continual work, you might get him
I'm gonna
to work on the bite command.
perfect.
Alrighty. That wraps up your training rolls. One last call. Was there anybody else wanting to do anything before we proceed?
I'm gonna talk to Yandras and say aloud, maybe we can butcher some of like one chicken and maybe not boil it, but maybe give it to him to see if maybe he'd be interested in that. Like not full on because he won't probably attack the chicken, but maybe we can butcher a chicken and kind of make him eat that and see if he's okay with that.
My thoughts on that were that he can kill the live chicken, so he understands what I'm trying to get him to do.
Okay. I just
But
wasn't
I
sure
don't.
if
With
you would attack the actual chicken. Like,
with your previous insight check and your current understanding, Yndris, you think that a little more of the textile work with chunks of meat would be needed, and then probably like a final test to see if he really gets it. Give him the command on a live chicken, see what he does there.
Well, yeah. Cool. Yeah. That works.
Just
That
trying to
works.
give you a little out of character yet in character insight into what
That
proper
works.
course
Thank
of
you.
training might be.
Perfect.
you understand out of character. How much jerky do you have? Because you're just like giving
Yeah,
jerky away. Like, if it's like $1 bills, like how
I
much
have
jerky?
a whole ass pound of jerky in my pocket.
Okay.
I'm
That's
only
good to know.
feeding them
If I
little
ever need a
bit.
snack.
All right. Mike, you had stepped away. Is there anything else you wanted to do before we moved along?
Nope,
You good? All right.
not at all.
Last call for alcohol. Anybody else?
I have nothing.
Okay.
Got just so you know, I kind of offered to like maybe butcher one of the chickens and kind of feed it to Hamish. Like,
Well,
because I
Train,
well,
don't
I
know if he's
mean,
gonna
training
attack the chicken,
sacrifice.
but
out of character, you heard the conversation we had, so I mean,
I know.
it's fine.
I don't want him to starve and he's not feeling it. I feel like today has just been so emotional for everybody that maybe he's just taking up on everybody's feelings and he's not up to like a par with being Hamish. But then again, he's not used to this, so just trying to make him feel like comfortable, I guess, and keep him fed.
Okay.
I mean, one chicken won't kill us if it has to go to Hamish, but
No, we got plenty of food, so I'm not worried about it.
yeah. I don't know what Willie wants to do with some of the chickens because he was the one that was most interested in them. But
I mean, I was gonna eat a couple probably, but I probably couldn't eat them raw like Hamish. I could probably show him how to do it if we wanted, really.
Actually, you know what? Mr. DM, there was one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to go check out Willie because I ain't seen him in a couple days. Not since the
Training
not
incident.
yeah, no, not well, yeah, okay.
oh
I was more or less thinking the shopping incident,
Oh
but
yeah,
yeah,
he did make an appearance for that. Okay, yeah,
yeah.
you go to his room.
There's a door. I'm assuming I'll knock on the door if he's got it closed.
Don't.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Willie, I haven't seen you a couple days. You okay?
Hey, you okay? Oh, just trying to not go stir crazy until something happens.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, like I said, I ain't seen you a couple days, and at least I know you're okay, and you're not like I don't know, summoning Satan in here or something. So, or whatever evil deity. Uh, so yeah. I'll let you to it then. I just like I said, just checking in on you, make sure everything was okay.
I'll be like, my deity's not evil per se, but I don't really worship him in that way either.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you were concerned.
Well, I mean, you're part of the crew here, so I mean, crew. I shouldn't say crew. You're part of the party. You're a party member. We travel together. We adventure together. So
Like,
you and I might not necessarily see eye to eye on certain things, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to see you
God,
okay.
who sees eye to eye with you? They're so far up there.
Yeah, thanks, Willie. Thanks. So, well, all right. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening or whatever more time you need to keep yourself chill. And I'm probably going to go rest myself and hopefully get this trip over with sooner than later. And
Have a good night, Godric.
you too. And with that, I go back to my room.
Props to
I'm sorry to ask, but at this time we're day 4, right?
we're kind of blending 5, 6, and 7 all into one here. So if there's a
Okay.
specific day that you wanted to do something on, just tell me which of those
Now.
days and
No, I'm
what
just
it was.
counting the days because I know that
Yeah,
we
no,
were
we're
at.
we're blending the last 3 days together for brevity's sake. Props to Glam Burnett on the Slipknot reference in chat though. If I'm 5'5", then you're 6'6".
666.
You got it.
Nice.
My biggest concern right now is with all the chickens and everything going on where we're heading at. My biggest concern is the chickens. I just cannot stress it enough. They fly, they do things. I don't want them going around the ship and maybe just flying away.
The entire ship is covered in shit. It's a hole.
So
Yeah,
no, he rigged up some of the spare rope. He rigged up like a net wall, kind of like what you and I have for our chickens, Pam.
okay.
So he rigged up a netting that they can't get through from that section of the ship. So they're all confined to the left side of that purple line in the front end of the bowels of the ship.
Does Trevor, is Trevor okay with us having just a thought? Because maybe they fly out and maybe they come across Trevor at some point.
No, they can't get out of it. It's like a floor to ceiling netting.
Or ceiling thing. Okay, got it.
No, they are
Just
they
making
are
sure 'cause
confined
I don't want
to
to
that
freak
area.
Trevor away with like chickens.
Nope. Trevor's well, I don't know how Trevor is. Nobody's checked on him and asked him how he feels about the chickens. So, assumedly, he's fine. But all right. About halfway through the 6th day of travel, the tear makes its appearance off in the distance. Now, all of you would have seen this at some point, except Willie. Willie, you would have never been close enough to actually see the tear. You would just be aware of its existence. But both Fitz and Yurndris, you would have seen the tear in the material plane when it appeared up in the sky. And obviously, Godric and Miss Holly had both seen it. But about halfway through the 6th day, it makes its appearance. You can finally make it out in the distance against the background, distinguishably at least. And from halfway through the 6th day up through the 7th day, it just starts getting larger as you approach it. Last chance for anybody to do anything before we do this.
Is the ship prepared to do any storms or anything that might be coming our way? Like I know that last time we said that it was not fully.
Nope, the ship is 100% right now.
How did we get that big hole patched?
Combination of salvaging crates and barrels for carpentry materials and the mending cantrip.
Okay. Well, just because I remember when the
Dwarven
astral
ingenuity.
orcas.
Dwarven
Okay.
ingenuity is
Okay. Well, yeah, because if we're getting, I don't know how much pressure going through this tear is going to have on that ship, but
Right.
I remember I was walking around patching the little things, making
Mhm.
sure that they weren't going to go bad, while
Nope.
the dwarves were going to try and at least hold the big hole together until we could get it properly repaired.
The Treeborns have been doing
Uh,
their job and salvaging empty crates and barrels for lumber and patching the ship.
Awesomeness. And we got Trevor's approval. I want to go upstairs and get Trevor's approval. Actually, as we get to the tear,
Approval for
going through.
talk to him. I mean,
Okay.
you kind of
Once.
had that conversation. But
Well, why yeah, well, we talked about it, but it's time. So Trevor, as a being of the ship, do you feel this ship is ready for whatever may come as we go through this tear?
things things are different, strange here.
What? No, we haven't gone through the tear yet. I meant before we go through the tear. Still feels different before we go through the tear?
It's strange, and you kind of notice as he's mentioning that things are strange. You finally start paying attention to the ship itself, and turbulence isn't a thing in the astral sea. But as he's talking about things being strange, you can kind of feel the deck just slightly rocking.
Oh, okay. Well, from what I'm feeling, feels like what we would feel when we are in the oceans of my plane of existence. So this may become a regular thing for you. But other than this, is everything good? You think the ship would hold up to some stress if will you hold up to some stress?
Trevor, Trevor, healthy. Trevor will try.
All right, that's all I need from you, Trevor's, is for you to try. That's all I'm asking. Thank you very much, my friend. I'm gonna
Let's
head
let's go
downstairs
home.
and yeah, I'm gonna make sure everybody else is prepared and we're gonna do this.
All right. That was, we'll say, the eve of the 6th day when you had that conversation with Trevor. When you guys wake up the 7th day, uh, that slight rocking has gotten a little more noticeable. Everybody would have noticed it by this point. It just feels like some light turbulence at this point.
Okay. On that last day, I want to spend the time up on the top deck
Okay.
instead of in my room. Um, and keep an eye out for the tear. And once I see it's within range, I'd like to call everybody.
Yeah, so you can see it. By best guesstimations, Willie, uh, you would be able to plot and determine that you guys will be at the tear just before supper time. So not quite the full day's travel to get to the tear. Um,
Okay. So,
the
what do they call it when you want the whole crew together? Like
assembly.
crew
Okay.
assembly? Okay. Yeah, I'd like to have an assembly with the everybody.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Amber.
Everybody
Amber.
everybody shows up as you're waiting for everybody to get up top deck. Baron leans in to you, Godric, and goes, I never felt like anything like this in the astral sea. If it gets any worse, we might need to make sure everything's triple secured and tied down.
Well, that's great. Bjorn, that's actually what I called everybody up here for. As a actual resident of the material planes, like I told Trevor the other day when this first started, this is a type of motion that boats normally go through on our oceans. So this may become a regular thing feeling for you. I'm not quite sure how this ship is going to act in the material planes. But everybody, I suggest we batten down the hatches, I think is the words I'm looking for. Get everything prepped because we don't know what kind of stress is going to put this ship under when we go through that tear. And I don't want to see us come through in pieces. So, everybody just go through the ship deck by deck. If it looks like it might fly away, slide around, do what we can to secure it, and let's do this. Let's go home.
Hey, Amber will designate to make sure that the helm stays secure. Thorin and I will work on the cargo and the livestock. If y'all could double check the lashings on the sails and make sure that they're good and secure, though, uh, that would be most beneficial to the voyage.
Sounds good. If Amber and Trevor work together, because once again, we don't know what type of stress this thing is going to put us through because we've never been through this. None of us, nor the ship or us, so we don't know what to expect, but let's be prepared.
So out of character, let me clarify that Amber's going to make sure the helm stays secure and undamaged. Miss Holly is going to maintain control of the helm.
Yeah, so what I'm
Just to
gonna do
clarify what I
is
said
that,
there, sorry.
like, before I go and just shut myself down and, just stay in the helm, I just want to explore around every deck that I can, just because Holly's that way. It's the way that she is. She's going to go through each deck, make sure that everything looks okay in our end in case that we hit the fan. And then after she does that and that she feels that it's secure to do so, then she's gonna go back to the helm and she's just gonna remain there. But first she's gonna go being her Holly self and not trusting anybody. Not, it's just the way that she is. And she wants to make sure that the ship looks okay and that we could probably survive this.
Yeah, my main goal, like I said, just wander throughout the whole entire ship, looking things over, doing the same thing that I just
Before
asked
we do
everybody to
that,
do.
Holly will suggest that everybody gets a nice meal and that we all have a nice supper and food in case that shit hits the fan and then we won't eat for a while. Just always looking out for worst case scenario. So I will recommend that after this meeting, everybody get some food, maybe some rest, and then we'll just see what happens from here.
All right. So going over the ship, you can see that Thorin is working to use ropes and riggings and cargo nets to secure any crates or barrels of cargo that may be around the ship. Bairn is working to ensure the ballista is stored downward so it doesn't snap off. Amber's working on some extra riggings to secure the helm to make sure that it doesn't shift or get damaged in the event something happens. Um, Anybody helping with any kind of sail securing, cargo
Yeah.
securing, anything like that, give me a
Uh,
survival
ba-
check for your not
ba-
dying.
Baron asked about the riggings, right?
Yes.
Sales riggings, that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
yeah.
So anybody who wants to help with that, give me a survival check. Not stealth, survival, please.
Willie's gonna stealth through the riggings.
Nobody's seen Willie in like 5 days. You see him for like 5 minutes at the meeting, and then he just disappears.
With that thought, I'm gonna call Willie out and I'm gonna say, Willie, if you don't mind, just because we don't know if shit's gonna hit the fan, would you mind being with me while I'm here? We're in the ship. Just to make sure that if anything hits the fan, you're the first one to run.
Yeah, I got you. Here.
I think we did pretty good for those checks.
Okay.
Oh yeah, those are great checks.
And also, Willie, if I get hungry, would you mind getting me a snack while you're at it?
Fetch my evening slippers.
Would you like a bell, ma'am?
Sorry, I had
I won't ask what it's made of. I'm just literally putting all my faith on him and trusting him to say, if I need a snack, would you get it for me? Whatever comes back, I don't know. I'm not questioning it. I'm just putting all my faith on him. It might be some chicken feet. I don't know. I just ask for a snack.
It's a
Hey,
he,
At least it'll be fresh chicken feet.
I'm not saying I want chicken feet. I'm just saying I don't want that. I'm just saying whatever comes back as a snack, I
he
will.
feeds you he feeds you a grape, but it's a chicken eyeball. I
Holds it up,
can see
holds
Willie
it up
doing
by
that.
the vein off the back, like, here's your grape, madam.
Willie,
He
what the
feeds her the
fuck is
entire
this?
beholder head.
What the fuck is this, Willie? No, Willie, I want a snack. This is a snack. No, man. The
It is
fuck
the
is wrong with
Willie.
you? Put
It's
some
like,
ketchup on that shit so I can at least swallow it.
Your
No.
calamari, madam. It's beholder eye stalks, and the salt content's just right that the eyes are all twitching.
it looks like a
Oh.
century egg. You're just like, I'm not sure about this.
You're just give me a survival check while we're talking here.
I don't think I should. Oh, okay, never mind.
Please. All right.
That's what I'm talking about.
So the day goes on. You guys make your preparations, doing your riggings and securings, and that astral tear just gets closer and closer and closer. And
Once we're
as
done with all that, I want to be on the main deck right up front.
yep, I would assume everybody'd be up on the main deck except for the Treeborns doing their thing below deck. And Amber. Amber will be at the helm in case she needs to take over. Unless anybody wants to be anywhere else, in which case say now or forever hold your peace.
Forever hold my peace.
Right there. I got my spot right
Oh,
there.
you're
This is the.
Titanicing this shit. You
Oh, you better believe it.
take
Like,
me
look,
home.
I
I don't
come up
like
behind him.
I don't like ships, so I tend to stay in the bottom because I mean I'm a Goliath. I'm made of rock. But
enough.
this is the one time where I want to be on the front of the ship because I'm going home. Damn it!
Don't say
If,
that. I might
if
just have fucking Willie come at me with some fucking chicken feet or some fucking eyeball and shit. And I'm just gonna fucking run off the fucking ship and there we go. Like, don't say that I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I just
if,
put it
if
out there.
I'm here in case something's trying to stop us. Because you can believe me right now, I'm throwing everything and anything at that some bitch. Ain't nothing stopping us from going home right now.
Chicken feet might do it for me. So Willie, just make sure you feed me something that I won't run off and just fucking crash us in the astral plane, please, with like some shit.
All right. So you guys draw ever closer to the sky tear. As you get closer, and it's just a matter of time before you finally pass through, the turbulence is now rocking. Like you guys need to hold on to something to keep from falling over in some instances. And
I'm holding the rails.
you can start to see that's okay. Fitz is holding you, so but you can
Lovingly.
start to see little specks of existence through the sky tear. Visions
I'm
of
king of the world.
a plane covered in fire and another covered in water and one with vibrant colors. Godric and Fitz, make a perception check.
I'm never any good at my perception checks when I wanted to be.
Fitz, for a brief moment, you think you see an image of home, of the coast of Libashire with Helet in the background. And the ship just inches ever closer and closer to the tear, the turbulence becoming more and more. Everybody needs to make me a dexterity saving throw. Godric, it'll do it automatically. Never mind. I forgot I had the aura thing.
Fuck yeah!
Oh, Godric, you get advantage. I'm sorry. Because Fitz is holding on to you.
Yeah, you
That
should
did me
also
no
get a
good.
+5.
Oh, because of the aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that first roll actually would have been a 12. Okay.
Yeah.
Right before you pass through the tear, the ship jerks violently to port, like rotating to the port side. Willie, being back in the cabin, there's not much for you to hold on to, and you topple over onto your side, onto the ground right in front of Miss Holly manning the helm. You pass through the tear. Everybody's getting flashes of different realms and planes of existence: the fire realm, the water realm, the Feywild, the Shadowfell. It passes through for what seems like an eternity. Everybody needs to make a Constitution saving throw now.
Well,
Yeah, 20.
Oh, now you get one.
Right?
Missing one. Fitz, waiting on you.
All right, hang on a second.
It's all good.
He's just so excited. He's finally living out his Titanic dream.
Just wait till I draw you like one of my French girls.
Yeah, you just expect it to be a 7-foot tall rock man, though.
As you guys end the passing through of the tear, there's a large blast of psychic pain. Everybody except for Godric falls unconscious.
oh, perfect.
No.
Really?
Godric,
Didn't I get like a 23?
you got a 15. Why isn't it
Okay,
doing
so
the
I
plus
got it.
5? No, you would have had a 20. And Godric, you would have actually had a 29 on that. Saves. I don't know why it doesn't work.
Well, it was a nat 20, so I mean, nat 20s generally trump everything. So, I mean,
Now it's Godric's turn to hold me.
right?
Unfortunately, a 20 still isn't good enough. You still fall unconscious. Godric, you are the only crew member who is conscious at this moment. As you pass through the tear, make a perception check.
Oh, why?
Because you're going to get information, but your perception check is going to determine how much information you get. Oh,
18.
that was a good one.
Yeah, for once.
So there's a loud pop as you pass through the back end of the tear. And in front of you, the ship goes for a moment, and in front of you in the sky, you can see the beautiful orange-red glow familiar to you of the sunsets of the familiar
Sun.
plane.
Oh, I can feel it already.
And
I close my eyes. It feels so glorious.
after a moment, you open your eyes back up, and the front end of the ship is starting to dip and aim downward. And
Tell me there's water down there.
starting to pick up speed. And as it's going, you glance in front of you, and you see a coastline. A coastline
Oh,
very familiar to you as the coastlines of fucking words. It's been a long day. The coastlines of Lothran, right off the edge of Hearthen.
can I try and use acrobatics or something to try and get back to Miss Holly?
But there's something wrong with that coastline.
Oh no.
There's no cities. There's water and forest and mountains for as far as you can see. And the trees are weird. They're not the greens and the golds and the browns. They're purple and orange and pink. As the ship is falling, picking up speed, go ahead and make an acrobatics check to see if you can make it back.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You're putting us in the Feywild.
17.
17. You are able to get yourself back along the ship, kind of crawling up the deck as you go, and you make it up to Miss Holly.
Okay, I will grab her by the shoulders and try and uh cast greater restoration. Try to,
Yep.
One effect that charms or petrifies the target. One curse. Reduction to one's target's ability scores. Reduces the target's hit points. You know what I mean. Like greater restoration. I'm doing what I can to try and make sure she wakes up.
The big thing there is going to be with positive energy to undo a debilitating effect. So, Miss Holly, you wake up. You come to consciousness. You're not sure what's going on. Just Godric staring you in the face, holding you by the shoulders.
Miss Holly, we are falling. I need you back awake and in control of this ship.
Yes. Yes, I got it. I can do this. I got it. I don't know what happened. I got this.
Okay. As
We'll
you
figure it out, but I don't want to see us wreck.
as you reattune to the Spelljammer's helm, eyes gray out, you are aware of the surroundings. You're aware that the ship is currently in a nosedive, falling. You can kind of see the trajectory in that you might hit the water, you might hit the land. Not great with navigation, you're not really sure, but it looks like you're going to hit the land right now. Make an Arcana check.
Oh boy. The pressure's on. Please be good.
You can feel the gravitational pull on you lessen as the front end of the ship starts lifting itself up and you start leveling off with the horizon a little bit. There's still a bit of a nosedive going on, but now the ship is sailing forward and kind of going in line towards the land.
I assume I feel this.
Yeah, you can feel like you're able to stand now. You're standing at an angle, of course, but you're able to
Okay.
stand up and move around.
Okay, Miss Holly, can you, since you seem to have control again, can you park us? Just land us in the water right next to the land. Don't park it on the land, please.
I'm trying.
I know you are. I know you are, and I'm not. Whatever you can do. I'm just asking you to do whatever you can do to park us.
Make another Arcana check. You refocus your brain to the helm and you start working the ship. You flip the sails out to act more as a parachute than as a sail. And you can start to feel the rate of descent slowing. You're not able to stop the glide inward towards land, though.
Can I do a hypnotic pattern?
If you want to put everybody to sleep so they don't feel death
No,
as you
to the
crash
city.
into the planet.
To the city, so I don't hurt anybody. What I'm.
There's no city.
There's no city.
city.
No, you're just
Well, we don't know.
you're
Well, we just
gliding
see
towards
trees
a,
and
well, you
shit,
don't
but
know if
like,
there's a city. You're just gliding
well,
towards a landmass.
All right, you're aware of the ship. You're not necessarily aware of where we're going.
Mhm.
well, fuck it.
That's why I'm trying to tell you to just stop the ship, park it somewhere, is because
I'm
we
gonna
don't
stop
know
it
where
as
we're at.
fast as I can. I wish I could
Okay.
do hypnotic to like whatever I'm gonna hit, but yeah, I'll
Make
do it.
another Arcana check.
Oh boy, please be good. Damn it.
The ground quickly approaching the ship. You flurl all the sails out, one last ditch effort, big parachute, and you can feel the ship like lurch in response and slow down right before contact with the ground. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
No.
Good game, guys.
Jesus.
Can you say cliffhanger?
Preemptive.
Yeah.
If I survive, I'm gonna go wake everybody up.
We'll cover that next week. We'll see.
Okay. Oh.
Good game. Eric, I haven't heard from you all night, man. What's up?
I have a headache.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have to look at like super bright ass screens at work all day. Like the shit I use called ConnectWise doesn't have a dark mode, so I just have to like basically read. Like, I don't know. It's gonna hit.
You can order off Amazon. I got them for Pam because she works in front of a computer all day. It's just like a blue screen filter. They're like $5 on Amazon. And they just hang over your computer monitor and filter out the light that causes headaches and shit.
That'd be cool. I'm gonna look into that.
It helped her.
It works
She
a
used to have
lot.
to wear glasses like constantly just for the headaches, and I got her that screen filter, and she almost never wears her glasses now.
That'd
Well,
be
guys,
good.
Yeah.
I'd like
It
to
works.
say congratulations on a successful in-depth RPing tonight.
For real, like
Strong
seriously,
bonding.
mad props to everybody on the character development roleplay. I was not expecting that at all.
I
That's
felt
pretty
like
awesome.
crying. Like legit, I felt like crying at some point. I was like, what is going on right now? I
Listen,
really felt like crying at some
that's
point.
my goal, to make everybody cry at least once.
No.
It's either going to be from pain or because you feel sorry.
Or because I die and it's going to be a terrible time.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I couldn't look at my screen, but I was definitely sitting here listening, just like, oh yeah, this is great. Like, yeah.
You know, from someone that suffers migraines, like that really helps a lot. I mean, I'm not gonna say that completely takes everything away, but it just makes your day a little more
Whiteouts says
manageable.
you can get blue light glasses too, so you don't have to buy computer monitor covers. You can
Oh,
just get glasses that filter out the light.
yeah.
Yeah, I've actually seen those at a couple of the stores I've been to. I was wondering if those actually worked.
I mean, I know the screen filters work just fine, and I would assume the glasses are made out of the same shit. The only thing I could
I
think of
wear
is if you
the
have like a prescription, then you might need to get them custom. But
I wear the blue glasses and the screen that he got me when I have like really bad migraines, and it kind of makes me go through my day at work. So that helps to do both things. So if you wanted to get both, it wouldn't hurt because it really helps you at the end of the night.
Well, I'd like to put out some big props to the ones that were working on themselves tonight. Both Fitz and Yerndris with your animal handling and Hamish. Good job on those guys.
shout outs to Miss Holly and her Arcana checks as well, because that
Oh,
could
Oh
have
yeah.
yeah.
gone really bad.
Hell of a driving. Hell of a
Oh, yeah.
driving.
The pressure, man. She's going through a lot right now. She's like not emotionally there. She's checked out, but she kind of made it.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think we were gonna get through the tear until next week, because every time I was like, anybody got anything else? You're like, oh yeah, I want to go talk to. I was like, hey, I fucking love it. Fuck, we might run out of time though.
I,
Like, I
I
will
do have
never interrupt you having conversations unless there's combat going on, obviously.
I think it was needed, and I really appreciate the fact that Gendress came up to me to talk, because as he mentioned, he's not really like an emotional person. So the fact that he came up to talk to me, I really appreciated that. I kind of felt bad for Fitz at some point. I still do while we're going through all this shit, because I feel like he's now thinking of back home more than ever, thinking like, what the fuck is going on with Holly? But at the same time, I felt like it was needed to just put that out there and show a little more vulnerable side of her squishy little self. And now she's kind of really, really showing that. And of course, Garrett kind of had to know what was going on with the whole situation. But Yandris coming up and actually talking to me was really appreciative. Totally.
Yeah, I gotta give mad props to Yendris. I think she or he really grew in leaps and bounds tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been through enough shit. I feel like he's like, okay, I can trust these guys somewhat. I'm not gonna tell them everything, but if I can help in some way.
Yeah.
For sure. Sure.
I mean, considering how Fitz and Yendra started, I think we have made huge strides.
Oh yeah, from fucking him wanting to kill you to him hugging you, bro.
Right? Right. That is some serious character development.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody who came to watch the stream. I love you dearly. Thank you for your support. If you haven't already, make sure you drop a follow on my page so I can get up to 50 followers and start doing fun Nerd Force shit. Now's the time to do it. Seeing as they're level 10, they start getting all the good spells and abilities and whatnot, so you can fuck with them or help them a little bit. So,
I'd like
oh,
to put out a personal thanks to
Oh,
all
yeah.
those viewers out there and all their contributions to the conversations. That's always awesome.
Definitely.
Thank you for keeping the chat active. It's really fun to kind of. It's like you guys are part of it, even though you're not. You really are part of it, whether you think of it or not. So thank you so much for everybody that actually comments and it's really involved in it.
But if we get up to 50 followers and start doing Nerd Force points that you can redeem to affect the game in some ways, then you actually physically can be a part of the game. So if you got friends, get them to follow me. So, but all right, we will see you here, same bat time, same bat place next week, Friday, twitch.tv/alldirtydiver2021.
Yeah. Hey, and if you're friends, that they don't have to watch. They just need to come hit the follow button.
Exactly. Make your mom make an account.
That's right.
That's all it takes. All right. Bye, guys.